I know I could put the camera through there, but I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna record at the same. So I should have ran a rough draft because I can hook it up to that camera where it's facing us, but the audio will still be here. But you can see all of us right now. I just got to do this bit.
I thought gonna ask. Don't you got like a little following on your shit?
Nah, he do. He could jump on his shit if you want.
But won't it make it like a little echo?
I know it was good. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
You mean like if you got another laptop, like
yeah.
how you got that, it's gonna echo?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about the laptop. I think the phone make that shit echo though.
I got a laptop that I can't bring in here.
Because or even just where they could, even if they could see us, you feel me?
Like I be trying to have cuz in there, but they're not gonna
space like
right. You're not gonna be able to see through here.
You got something like you put in that chair over there, then for the light at an angle. Put it in this chair.
All right, we'll start with the Trump. We can do the women's shit last, because
You're gonna be in the beginning.
Nah, hell no. I'm saving it for that, because boy.
Tie in though to right after.
Nah, yeah. Right after we'll go into that type shit. But if I start with it, it's like, all right, grand finale already. You feel me? I done already grand finale this motherfucker. We live. Hey, we live. Y'all not gonna want to miss this one. Live from the 405. What's happening, y'all?
17.
Yeah, they said they on the 405 with it.
Yeah, that 405.
Oh, yeah, it's ugly. I know. We finna go crazy.
That 405, at least an hour. That should be terrible. As soon as I look at the damn thing, I just be like, I'm mad. I don't want to get on that.
What's the deal? What's the deal? America is officially great again. Donald Trump is back. The Trump effect is in full effect. Mind you, I got no dog in the fight. We calling it straight down the middle. But man, Donald Trump came back guns blazing. Let's do a rundown of his first 48 hours. It ain't even been 48 hours, mind you. This is historical. This man is like, you on NBA Live and the ball is on fire and you just can't miss. He just can't miss right now. So the first 48 hours since his election win, Trump appoints the first ever woman as chief of staff. Mind you, y'all been calling this man misogynistic. He's a misogynist. He dislikes women, blah, blah, blah. First 48 hours, he appoints the first ever woman as chief of staff. The Taliban signals a wish to be removed from the terrorist list. The Taliban literally want to make peace with the U.S. They pushing peace right now. Shout out to FYBJ Maine. The damn Taliban is pushing peace right now. Putin announces the West is no longer viewed as an enemy, and he is dead set on ending that war. And remember, Trump said in 24 hours, I could end the war. In one day, I could get that deal done. One day passed, Putin came out. So yeah, all bets is off. We cool with ending the war. Shout out to the U.S. Y'all are not enemies. Mexico has the caravans that's heading to the U.S. border. They turning all them around. Mexico said, we done with trying to sneak people in. What? Y'all threaten us with these tariffs? Oh yeah, that's over with. So now Mexico is now aligned with the U.S. They're trying to get the border secured. Mind you, 48 hours. New York halts its food vouchers and all government assistance for illegal immigrants. So all of that, immigrants running to New York and just getting unlimited funds, that shit is over with. The Trump effect is real. China expresses a desire for peaceful coexistence with America. China is pushing peace. Y'all told us China hate America. 48 hours they pushing peace. European leaders announces plans to prioritize American gas over Russian supplies. That means more money circulating our economy. They're not buying from them foreign people over there no more. They say, yeah, we're gonna work this with the U.S. We're gonna spend our money with y'all. 48 hours. They have 4 years to do this and couldn't do it. And it don't stop there. Bitcoin hit an all-time high. The stock market soaring. Hamas calls for an end to the war. All them Hamas leaders, they said, y'all gotta go. That shit over with. Like, this is crazy. Trump has done more in the first 48 hours than the Dems did in 4 years. Make it make sense. Not only that, Trump promises to end gender affirming care for minors in all 50 states. In all 50 states. He says the U.S. government will only recognize male and female as genders. All that chopping your kids' dicks off and going in this bathroom and that bathroom and identifying as a cat, a mouse, a lion, tiger, bear, that shit is over with. You a man or you a woman or you fucked up in the head. At least till you 18. When you pass 18, do what the fuck you want. But all that telling your kids you could be it, that shit is over with, D Wade. It's done. Fuck is wrong with y'all? I'm tripping today.
It's crazy you were mad about that, because it's like anything else you would say you want your kids to wait till 18. Why is that something y'all even contesting letting your kid decide before they're 18? So it's crazy. A lot of shit that Trump has put into place is things that are common sense, right? Like even the abortion thing that people are saying he's taking abortion away. Abortion is legal at the state level. So if you live in a state that is legal, then it's legal. If you live in a state where it's not, then it's not. As American people, we always cry about wanting the choice of freedom and being able to, for our state elections and our local elections to matter. Well, he gave us that power by making it a state decision. So in my opinion, that's cool too. But you have people who are tripping over that. It's like these are common sense things that you would want over it being completely banned, right? I would want a choice over not. So it's just interesting that people are tripping over these things like your kid not being able to be transgender or whatever the case is before they're 18. Stupid shit.
And mind you, it's not people tripping, it's women tripping. Now, mind you, I got a nuclear bomb I'm finna drop on these woke blew it. You know what? I'm gonna save it. But women going crazy talking about our rights are gone. They're taking our rights away. I got something for y'all, but I'm gonna save it. We just gonna focus on what Trump been doing the first 48 hours, and we gonna get right into that because I got a whole lot to say about that.
They talking about we could be slaves again.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Listen, it's been 48 hours. We ain't on the plantation. What happened? I thought we was gonna be back to picking cotton again. I thought our freedom was gone. They said we finna be slaves. Project 2025. We going to the camps. Look like I'm in this nice ass studio right now with this nice ass watch on right now. Free as a motherfucking bird.
No, I hate to say it, but this is something that we pointed out a long time ago with Project 2025 when that rhetoric was floating around that he endorsed it and Trump came out and said, I don't endorse this. And people who were supporting the left and the Democrats still went ahead and believed it, even though he came out and said he wasn't supporting it. The same thing with the abortion. Y'all are saying it's banned. Meanwhile, it's okay at the state level. So people on the left are ignorant or willfully ignorant to the facts that are out there. And so there's really nothing you can do with those people.
Even with that 2025 shit, a lot of that shit still has to be implemented and brought to a level where they got to agree to even pass a lot of that shit through. So a lot of that, you don't just wake up, be president, and everything is just is lined up like a duck in a line.
But this is the cold part. It's not his agenda.
Nah,
I know. We literally already did a segment on what his agenda is and broke it down play by play, and it's not Project 2025. He directly already addressed it. Then the media went and spun, oh, he hates black people. He dislikes black people. He's racist. Last I checked, he was the only president to literally verbally address the black community and tell us, hey, y'all built the nation. I'm sure a lot of y'all probably didn't hear it, but there's a clip. It's up on the Viral Way Podcast Instagram page right now. We got it up there. You can go follow it, and y'all can go listen to that clip. He literally said, y'all built the nation. A lot of y'all probably didn't know that, and y'all haven't been getting the praise that y'all deserve. It's time for that to change. It's time for everybody to be treated equally, everybody to have rights, everybody to be protected. But then he said specifically the black community, because remember, all these fucking Dems like to say, oh, we all American. They can never say specifically the black community. We done had debates on the show about it. Why can't no one ever say specifically the black community? Well, he just came out and said specifically. So now what the fuck y'all got to say?
I think time will tell. We gotta wait for people to see what's gonna unfold for Trump. Like again, I think a lot of people wanted Kamala to win, and I really think a lot of people voted for Trump secretly, to be honest, and just didn't say it outright because they didn't want to deal with a lot of ridicule that people are getting for doing it. But I think most people know that he was the right decision. I mean, you look at the poll numbers, people know he was the right decision. He won in the popular vote and the electoral college. So even people, the general public, felt that he was the right decision. And when you look at Kamala, people are saying she lost because she's a woman, because she's black, because they fixed it, etc. At the end of the day, she just ran a shitty campaign. She came in with 4 months left. She didn't have anything on her campaign site for a month. She didn't try to reach the black male vote up until 2 weeks before the actual election day. When you look at her numbers from when she tried to run in other offices, they were low. So she was never, ever, ever going to win, unfortunately. I know you guys got the celebrities out there, and you felt like that was something. But that also shows that Hollywood's influence is lost. It just, all she did was, another thing, she centered her campaign around abortion, which I don't know if you guys seen AP News come out and show what people and voters found most important. That was one of the least important things they found next to racism. The number one focus for people was the economy. So everything she did was complete opposite of what the American people wanted, and that's why she lost. You look at the Democrats and who they really speak to at this point in time, it's collegiate, educated people. You see Democrats all the time say, if you didn't go to college, or if you're dumb, you voted Republican. But at this point in time, the people that y'all needed to be speaking to most were the people who weren't in college, the people who didn't have daddy's trust fund money, the people who are blue collar workers. Those are the people that y'all were supposed to speak to, and y'all brushed over them and also ridiculed them for having different views instead of trying to get them on your side. And now you've ended up in this predicament where Trump is the president.
A lot of that, the key point to what you said is what I see is that it wasn't about a male and a female or first president or Trump being a racist, what they say allegedly, and all these different things, or being a black person or a white person or whatever orange color. It was about the fucking economy. And it's more about facts over feelings. Like you said, her whole campaign was inauthentic. You didn't see none of that is genuine. Nothing she ever said. At least, regardless, they could say Trump, he says certain things. He stand on what he says, even if they all lie. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what you're getting from Trump. You don't know what you're getting from that lady or Kamala, whoever. So it's like, even if you didn't have a dog in the fight, it goes like what you said. They're thinking about who's going to make the economy better. And I firmly believe at the end of the day, they wasn't going to respect no woman. None of these other people was going to do that as far as these other countries, these other states. They probably would have been bombing our ass 2 days ago if that was the case.
For the first time in years, Republicans took the Senate. For the first time in years, Republican is flipping a large majority of majority Democratic states are starting to flip Republican, California being one of them. People starting to wake up going, man, what the fuck is this? So it's actually a good thing that we went through these last 4 years, because people got to see what a shit show this really is and where the country was headed. Shout out to my coworker. He low-key was pointing that out. Like, man, that's a good thing that we went through this, because people really got to see the song and dance that they've been playing for years. And now we got TikTok, we got YouTube University, we got IG, we got X, we have unfiltered news from around the world that we don't got to wait on CNN and Fox to brainwash us and tell us what they want us to know. We can go deep dive ourselves. And people go, man, this shit is just identity politics. Yeah. Just because you look like me don't mean I'm finna vote for you. Like bro just said, economy. That's what people care about. The young people, you can't fool us like our grandparents and our parents no more. We care about the economy. That's what the fuck we looking at. These jobs, what's going on? We got kids, we got people we got to provide for. This shit don't make sense. And where the fuck is all the puppets now? Luke, where you at? I just seen your goofy ass say, I'm done talking about politics now. Oh, them checks stopped clearing. Your job is done. It didn't work. Where's Plies at? Plies, where you at, man? You ain't been laughing in days, nigga.
He was on the interactive fool on that.
You ain't been laughing in days, nigga. Them checks stopped clearing up. Only one I seen really talking is Cardi B. But she's a fucking stripper, so you know she got peanuts for brains. She don't even know what the fuck going on right now. She ready to go shake some more ass. They had Glorilla? Really? That's what Glorilla. Come on, man. You can't be fucking serious right now.
It's crazy because I actually went back and looked at the performances and I realized, and that's why I said that she solely focused her whole campaign on abortion and women. Look at the celebrity acts that came. You had Usher, that was one person who came there. I think that was a man and spoke. You had President Obama, of course, but besides that, you had Glorilla, Megan Thee Stallion, and whoever the fuck else. And again, we speak on the music industry and how their influence is. It don't really resonate with music listeners. So y'all made another bad decision by, okay, we're gonna try to, get you guys in here by going to the celebrities. Y'all pick the celebrities that don't really even have influence. They numbers is
but you know what that come from. Like they say, we are the far as Africans or us or black people, we the only ones that allow NBA players, NFL players, and musicians to be the forefront of representing us as a people. So they probably felt like taking that route will be the strongest influence to get niggas to vote or do whatever they got to do.
Those days are over. The power of the celebrity influence over the black community is over. That shit is a wrap, man. We waking up.
We waking up. But you know the biggest thing they mad about? They mad because beat them cases. They mad because really beat them cases and got in the office. Now the only thing I can't agree with that is that all that felony shit when it comes to niggas like us or people on the streets, y'all need to get rid of that with all jobs in general.
Oh,
if you could be the head nigga of the president and 34 felonies, you beat them charges, salute you. But all my niggas that got charges need to be allowed to go back to work or do whatever they do without it getting they past being stuck to them.
Listen, as a person who personally dealt with a felony since 19, I know the detriment of having a felony on your record. I know what type of doors that closes. I know what type of hurdles you have to climb. I know how resilient you got to be to not fall victim to the system of going through that revolving door. I personally know. I'm not one of these niggas on the internet just talking, nigga. We've been in sales, nigga. We've been to the county. We've been to prison. We dealt with cases. So I know how that shit go. So like bro just said, if you can be the motherfucking president with these felonies, that shit need to be wiped from all job applications. And it ain't just jobs. Because people only talk, the job.
Nah,
nigga, housing. Do you know how many spots I got approved for because they like me in person? They're like, oh my God, like you got it. Don't even worry about it. We just need the paperwork to come through. And as soon as it comes through, damn, sorry, we seen your record. What the fuck? I make enough money. You said I was a good applicant. You said I was a good person. You like my vibe, my energy. You didn't even wait for the paperwork. I was such a good person in person. But as soon as you see that, some shit a nigga did 20 years ago, all of a sudden you get denied. That shit gotta go. Because that's a whole trick bag to get niggas to go back. I know so many niggas who are trying their hardest not to go back. And they're getting doors slammed in their face for shit they did 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. When the fuck are you rehabilitated? Nigga, once you do the time, that's rehabilitated. I'm back on the streets trying to do right. Fuck is we talking about? So Trump, we got to talk about that, gang. We got to holler about that.
No, I was letting y'all get
Them is them same opposed forces I was talking about. Them. That's the same type of shit with the roadblocks and shit I be talking about. But ain't really too much to say about that. We need to get all that shit in order and stop holding you. Because once you do your time, the record, even if you get off parole, you still gotta you 1 foot in, 1 foot out when you get out on parole and probation. So they still got a leash on your neck. But regardless, once you get past all that, it shouldn't be no way that you can go dig in my history from some shit. I'm not even the same person I was at 18 or 16 or whatever case I was when I caught that case. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, even though they got statute of limitations for certain shit, you shouldn't be able to go dig that deep. People always say that you can't go past 7 years.
They motherfucking lie, nigga. They going through your whole life, nigga.
Exactly.
They going through your whole life, nigga. Trust me, I know personally.
Don't let you try to move into a good neighborhood, a good spot. You're cooked.
We got the right to bear arms, bro. A motherfucker that's 40 years old should be able to protect his family legally without worrying about getting bumped up by the boys and going to jail for over some shit he did at 18. Because there's a lot of people like that. But to get back to what Trump has been doing these last 48 hours, bro put a time limit on Congress. Ain't no more than lifetime contracts where you get a handshake with an envelope and just pass whatever. They don't even care. How the fuck you a millionaire on Congress? A lifetime one. That shit is done. He said, yeah, time limit. He said, I'm coming after the deep state. That shit is over with. All that putting poison in the food, we finna tackle that. All these meds and all this shit that's fucking people up, we finna go tackle that. Bro, these mass deportations and all, we finna go tackle that.
Yeah, and I think people don't understand. I mean, I think both parties look at freedom two different ways, right? Like I think the Democratic Party looks at freedom as them having more control, where Trump is looking at freedom as us having more control. But for that to happen, there's some things that have to happen. There's some sticky situations that we have to go through, like mass deportation. And people don't really realize that once we have RFK now, he's supposed to get rid of everybody in the FDA. Once we have things like that, when we have the more of a third party to monitor our surveillance systems on us, when we have the right to privacy, when we have a better economy, all these things are more freedom. It's just with the rhetoric in front of it, it feels like it's not. But if you really do look at what he's trying to do, he's trying to free us from a lot of things that we are unaware of, most people are. And I think that's why Trump gets a lot of support, because he does have that conspiracy theorist, which I just do that because we know conspiracies aren't conspiracies. But he has that fan base. He has those people that really read, I feel like, into things and look at things like that. So we know that he's doing things like trying to get rid of the deep state, trying to get rid of Fauci, trying to get rid of, certain things in the FISA courts. He's trying to do these things, and these things are going to actually matter. It's just things that people are unaware of.
Do y'all think, I got a question, because Trump, a lot of people fucked with Trump before he started to run for president. The moment he ran for president, people started hating him. And he took on that villain role. He took it on the chest. Do y'all think he's in a mind frame of now trying to become leave with a bang and become the greatest president of all time? You think trying to make a mark that much in history?
I think he wanted to do this all along. He talked about it in his first presidency as well. Releasing the JFK files, releasing the Epstein list, which what he talked about in his plan to dismantle the deep state. I think that was a hint in there of that. So he's always talked about getting rid of the Department of Education, doing these things that the people who are employed, obviously, that's like, oh, we don't want to get rid of. We trying to eat and work this corrupt way that we have been for the last 400 years.
Let's go down that rabbit
hole.
Here
doing that, you got to go.
Let's go down that rabbit hole, because I see a lot of people panicking over this Department of Education thing. And you made a great point earlier. I'm going to backtrack to that before we get into that, about how the Dems tried to condemn, the non-college educated, blase, blah. Let it be known that the working class people, the non-educated, non-college degree having people, are the ones that's saving the country right now.
Yeah.
Because everybody with the degrees was going along, oh, we're just going to call everybody pronouns, all this crazy shit that we know is insane. We can't offend nobody. We can't call a fact a fact. We just going to go along with that for 4 more years. The economy's fucked. No one can afford to eat. You can come from any foreign country and get free money, free housing, but you pay taxes here. You can't get shit. You get stepped on. Yeah, let's go 4 more years of that. That's what that college degree got them. Indoctrination. So we really got to look at this education shit, because do your history on the education system itself. It's created all this crazy shit that you've been seeing coming right out of them colleges. That's what is creating it, the indoctrination. So we might got to tear it down and rebuild it.
Yeah.
Look who started it. Look who funded it. Look at the message they put out. We want you to be workers, slaves. Don't think, obey, blindly follow. Why the fuck you want to support that?
Hey, they told you what they wanted to do, and people still didn't believe it. And people still don't believe it today. They still think that the education system is the best way to go, and not doing no type of educating yourself. So that's even deeper in the sense.
Yeah, no, I think Trump, one of the things he's doing too about the revision of the FISA courts, which that's a part of. He dropped a video on Twitter that you did send us. I think it was a 3-minute video where he talked about his plan to dismantle the deep state. And to me, that's one of the most important things, because the FISA courts, or FISA itself, what they do is they're the people who confirm if you have enough probability to go ahead and then issue this search warrant, whether it be surveillance or physical search. So there are people who actually ended up, well, when we had the Patriot Act, they're the ones who expanded. And so now we're able to have cameras everywhere, and niggas is bugging in your computers and your library, and they can get other third-party records from you. And so him revising that court and what they're able to do, that's going to help a lot as well, because that's a big thing for me is personal privacy and security. I shouldn't have somebody who can see me through a camera and I have no idea about it. Or I shouldn't be able to be surveilled by the FBI or the CIA without my knowledge and I'm not even guilty of anything, because that's what they're doing a lot of times. Y'all see these people who get their text leaked and all this shit. People say it's hackers. I think it has something to do with our own government doing this. Like I said in episodes before, our government is more impressed with the idea or more concerned with the idea of surveilling us than protecting us from those hackers and things out there like that. So revising the court is going to ensure that these corrupt procedures can no longer take place, which is important.
Somebody said
Yeah.
millions of blacks got a mass text that we're gonna be picking cotton after
That's what I was
January.
going to speak on.
Who
Yeah.
gives a fuck about a troll ass text? Are you serious? Are you not looking at the economy and the real world of what's really going on? This is shit I be talking about.
This
About people choosing to be blind.
No, this ain't even that either. It's the fear shit we be talking about. Because this ain't the fucking old days. Nigga, we got 30s and ARs and shit.
We got switches, nigga.
Go load up. If you feel that scared, and they saying it's Trump voters, how you know it ain't the opposite opposing team, whoever that's sending them texts out to people and making y'all believe that it's coming from Trump supporters. So it ain't, y'all got to open y'all minds up. It ain't even that. Even if it is or it ain't, I'm just saying, but people actually getting spooked by this shit. It's like, nigga, you scared. I got a text. I can't believe this shit. Look at this.
Shout out to the ancestors. I don't like saying we're not our ancestors, but like he said,
No, I just said it's not them back. It's not.
no. This ain't got nothing to do with what you saying. And there's a popular quote. Oh, we ain't our ancestors. We ain't going. I'm telling you right now, we ain't going. What are you talking about? We got them YNs running around with the motherfucking safeties on. You think we just going to the cotton field? We got ghost guns. We got switch. We don't. I'm just saying the streets. We got all type of shit. We got shit that'll hit 100 rounds in 3 seconds. Walking niggas to the cotton field. I just seen a young nigga in Chicago just switch a cop down.
Yeah.
And he was zombied out. No training. He surrounded. He hit that button. That shit was over with.
They said cuz did bump, so he had to switch on his partner.
Yeah, he is partner too, but I'm just saying, we not going, nigga. Fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all be scared in your house talking about, oh, we going back to the field. Man, you had to go arm yourself, man. Because a lot of y'all don't got no felonies. Y'all can freely go arm yourself. And the bitch you was trying to vote for was trying to take your gun.
Coming in your house trying to take.
So who's really trying to send you to the cotton field? The one who said, yeah, you need to have your guns, that's your right as an American, or the one who talking about going in your house with no search warrant to take your guns? Who would sound like trying to send you to the cotton field? The fuck is wrong with you niggas?
Yeah, I wish they could do something about the misinformation being spread online, because the Democrats and the Republicans both they rely on that misinformation being spread so they can keep their party a little bit stronger. I think though, after a while, like the whole abortion rhetoric, the rhetoric that you were just speaking on, after a while, you're gonna have to come to terms with it wasn't real because it didn't happen, right? So eventually, if we don't go back to slavery, eventually, if you have a baby out of wedlock and you go get an abortion, you're gonna realize, and more people are gonna realize over time that shit was just talking points to scare the people. You know what I mean? I think so.
Listen, this lady whole campaign was about these slut bucket, downright dirty whores being able to use abortion as birth control. Let's just be real. I looked up the stats. Matter of fact, y'all done with the Trump shit? We can go. Y'all got anything else to say about Trump?
Nah, but even they was.
Before I run down these stats.
Nah, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Talk your shit.
I wouldn't say that. I was just saying, like, they still going dog crazy about her after what was the event she didn't show up to?
I'm glad you brought that up.
She said, fuck y'all. The vote she lost. I'm done dealing with y'all. I'm trying to influence and manipulate y'all. What was the name of the thing?
Our university.
The university she went to.
People drove hours, over 10 hours to go support that lady, to console her, or do whatever they needed to do.
And this is prime example of why no woman should ever be in control of the country. She lost. People drove hours to still support her. She didn't give a fuck about your 8-hour drive. She didn't give a fuck about you finding a babysitter. She didn't give a fuck about you taking off of work. She didn't even give you a notice to say, I'm not coming. She said, I lost. I don't need you niggas no more. Fuck you niggas. Like she been doing when she was the DA, locking niggas up, hiding evidence, making sure niggas stayed longer than they sentence. Fuck are we talking about? She's showing y'all what would have happened had she won. After I got you niggas help, it's back to fuck you niggas. Oh, she was emotional. You can't be emotional and be a leader. Your logic got to trump emotions. That's why you don't need women as leaders. It's no passive to be emotional. Somebody come bomb us. Oh my God, we emotional. We need a couple days. No, we need action. What are y'all talking about? This is proof in the pudding. Like, let's be for real here. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Kamala. Yeah, fuck that bitch. I am. Fuck her for real. I dislike her because of what she has done to black people on the record. Let's talk about the racist rhetoric for a minute. Before Trump ever ran for president, what did the black community know Trump for? Making a shitload of money and fucking with rappers and athletes. From Michael Jackson to Muhammad Ali to Snoop to Tyson, you name it. Every black icon we had was attached to Trump at some point in time. None of y'all called that nigga racist. Y'all didn't even know about the Central Park 5 fucking ad until you ran for president.
And the Central Park shit is with the black niggas and the little girls, right?
Yeah, I got on his ass about that, but he said, I thought they was guilty.
Logically,
They admitted guilt.
But logically, even if we seen that, if it was if the shoe was on the other foot, we'd be in an uproar too about it.
Exactly. If 5 white kids was accused of raping a black woman in a park, and the news said they admitted they were guilty, y'all would have been ready to hang them motherfuckers too.
They wouldn't even have to have admitted it. We just called wind of it.
Yeah, we would have went crazy. So let's knock that off. Let's look at what he's actually done. Now let's look at what Kamala's actually done. When have you ever seen her with niggas? When have you ever seen her with the black community? Yeah, she went to Howard University. Who did she marry? She didn't marry the community. Who did she have kids with? Nobody. She went to be a stepmom for another community. She didn't even go be a stepmom to anybody in the community. Then when she got power, what did she do? Who did she help her power with? Was it our community? Fuck no. She fucked niggas over for years, nigga. I got homies personally who she went after. Y'all reading articles. I know niggas in real life she tried to stretch forever. And these niggas was kids. Just turned 18, 19. Try to get them niggas life over non-violent shit. Like, what are y'all talking about? Who really racist?
Read the stats.
Who really racist, cuz? Like, let's just be for real, because all this misinformation and this herd mentality, y'all just saying what other people are saying without knowing no facts or no fucking research. Y'all just repeating shit from ill-informed, unintelligent, uneducated people, not indoctrinated people, uneducated, because college don't make you educated. You're indoctrinated. You're learning what the fuck they telling you to learn. You didn't go research shit. You saw somebody on TikTok say some shit that wasn't even fucking true, and you repeated it. Herd mentality. Like, let's be for real here.
And you know, people with politics in general, and these parties, people really only, like, if you're a Democrat, the only thing you focus on from the Republican Party is the negatives. So even if there are a list of positives that you could look at, you're so, like you said, indoctrinated by that party that you're not going to look at them anyway. Same thing for the Republican Party. If both parties probably looked, we would have more of a centered right thing going on. But again, people are only looking for the negatives in each other's parties instead of looking at the positive as well.
So they gonna say her credentials, it makes her more qualified. But just because you have credentials don't mean make you more qualified to be a leader in no type of field.
Somebody said when you're criminal minded, you don't like to be recorded or monitored. You're a fucking idiot, whoever said that. You're a dumbass. You don't have to be criminal minded to not want the government surveilling your every fucking move of your existence your entire life.
Who don't want their privacy?
Like, what are you talking about? That's called privacy.
Every time you accept those cookies on that phone, whoever that is, your information is being sold. So reject the cookies. But they got it down to that, where you go on a website to pay your phone bill. And now they got the phone bill, how much it was, how much you paid, what card it was. And they could run it up if they want, if it gets into the wrong hands. things like that will be protected more with the revision of the FISA court. So saying that is stupid.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's people like this that are voting. Now, mind you, I got my own views on voting, but I'm gonna speak today as if your vote matters. Because that's what people believe. So it's no point in trying to make people believe the opposite. You got your beliefs. So I'm going to speak to you as if that's how the system works. If your vote counts, these are the type of people that are voting, y'all. The man just said we need to be monitored 24/7. That means in your house and outside of your house, the government should have 24/7 surveillance access on you, your family, your kids, and everybody else at all times. These are people that are voting. These are the people y'all aligning with. This is why in show business they say stray away from politics and religion, because you make people draw a line in the sand and pick a side on you. Oh, you support such and such, I'm not going to support you. So a lot of these famous celebrities, they won't touch on these topics. That's what's wrong with the world. We ain't doing enough talking. Everybody is hiding their beliefs, hiding how they feel and what they think, and you got a bunch of ill-informed idiots running around, flexing their power, making the wrong fucking decisions. We just had a whole bunch of motherfuckers in California vote against rent control in hopes of becoming a homeowner to tax their fellow citizens. You're never going to own a home, dummy. You're voting for the person making it impossible to afford a home, but you have hopes of being a homeowner one day. That's why you voted against. Y'all hear how crazy this shit sounds? You got people in the oil field voting for Kamala when they're anti-oil. You just voted against your own career, dummy. This is what I'm saying. Like, we should have to take IQ tests to be able to vote if your vote really matters. Because idiots shouldn't be able to vote.
A lot of people don't look deep enough when you look at the policies, you know, and that's why they focused on abortion mainly. That's why Trump focused on economy for the most part, because if you look deeper into what their policies are, you're going to find something that doesn't align with you, which is you're going to have to think more critically instead of just blindly following whatever party it is. And for sure, Democrats or people who vote Democrat, they don't look deep into the policies that they're offering, because if they did, they would definitely look differently. Because a lot of what you're voting for is against you, or it's to take what is yours and give it to somebody that's outside of the country. So,
listen, man, America, we finna get right again. We finna get right again. We finna get back to normalcy. This has been complete lunacy for the last 4 years, driving me to the brink of insanity. You got teachers letting students identify as cats and putting kitty litter in the classroom for the fucking kid. And the parents ain't got shit to say because they're on a hamster wheel at work trying to pay bills. You got drag queens showing up in fucking kindergarten classes, having full-blown drag shows. This is the shit y'all was voting for. The American people are sick of it. Period, point blank. That shit is over with. The only pronouns we're going to be calling these kids is in English class. Learn some English. Learn what a real pronoun is. You're not a pro. That shit is done. You got a dick and balls, you're a man. You're a boy. You got a vagina and breasts, you're a fucking woman. You're a girl. That's it. You can imagine what the fuck you want to do at your house. We're not recognizing it. We ain't supporting it. We ain't paying taxes on kids cutting their dick off. D Wade, the fuck is wrong with you?
I agree with that. I think if you're under the age 18,
Cutting D Wade, bump.
Weird ass thing.
You're under the age 18, you shouldn't be able to decide that. I mean, come on. And if you're a parent and you want your kid to make that kind of decision under the age of 18, then you're crazy as well.
You shouldn't be able to make that decision regardless.
Like, you're not even, your brain is not even fully mature to understand what you fully are, or if you even want to fully make that decision. So, and even then, you still might have regrets.
You shouldn't be able to make that decision until you deceased. I don't give a fuck. God created man and woman. That's it. All that changing genders. A nigga smoked somebody. I seen the thing. The dude went to a hotel with a fucking tranny, didn't know it was a tranny, found out, blew the fucking tranny brains out. drove a nigga crazy to that extent. Like that shit is crazy.
And let me make a quick announcement. Women, I love women, cherish women. The world wouldn't be the world without women. So to the real women with common sense, this is not for y'all. This nuclear bomb I'm about to drop is not for y'all. Don't take offense. If you support men, you love men the way men support and love y'all, don't take offense. If you recognize men as being males and women as being women and we can't be each other, this ain't for y'all. If you respect gender roles, you believe in the nuclear family, the way life was meant to be, God, man, woman, child, this is not for y'all. So please do not take offense to this. If you do, that's on you. This ain't for y'all. This was for them bitches who talking about they just lost their right because Trump won and they can't freely kill their babies. This bomb is for them. This ain't for you. So you feel me? Now, in light of this election, right? Women are now saying because Trump won, they're gonna join the 4B movement. If you don't know what the 4B movement is,
they making any type of movie.
this is a radical feminist movement that started in South Korea in 2019. Its proponents is to refuse to date men, get married, have sex with men, or have children.
You're already doing that right
So
They ain't doing that. Most of the bitches, they gonna get fucked behind closed doors.
So mind you,
that's
these are the educated women who said they can do anything a man can do. They're smarter than men. They make more money than men. They have more positive attributes than men. They don't need men. The same women who don't need men now are blaming men for Kamala not winning. And as a result of that, they're no longer going to date or have sex with men. Yeah, you heard this right. The women who said they don't need men are blaming men because we didn't help them, even though they've been saying the last 4 years they don't need our help. And another disclaimer, 73% of black men voted for Kamala. Oh, okay. Let me restart this live real quick. Y'all go ahead on your monologue. I'm gonna restart this live. Go ahead and chip in because I'm gonna drop a bomb on you.
No, again, what you just said about Kamala, that's more rhetoric.
Oh, they removed it. Probably because what I said. Oh God, somebody was reporting it. Okay, cool. Well, we still live on the other platforms, but yeah, they reported my shit.
What's that?
This is live stream, but someone on Instagram must have reported it and got the shit taken down. Okay, let me go back to what I was saying, right? The days of women running amok in the streets is over. It's over. It's done. If you want a man to provide for you, you're going to have to play ball. Team ball. All that independent woman bullshit is done. Mind you, these women said they were educated and they made more money than men. But the first fucking opportunity they got to flex some power, what did they do? Took their pussy off the table. The same bitches, I'm calling them bitches because these bitches who said they don't like to be sexualized. They're more than just sex. They're more than just breeders. The only fucking conclusion and answer they could come to is to shave their heads bald. What the fuck is that going to do? And to not have sex. So all of that college degree, college educated, making more money, none of that even popped up as an idea to use as a resource to combat what's going on. They didn't think to use their brain at all. No more pussy for men.
No, they think that because they think that's all that we want. You get what I'm saying? So they think that that's something. And they think that they're strong enough to actually follow through with that, which we all know is.
No, they know that's all they really fucking have. That college degree don't mean a motherfucking thing. All that education, bitch, and all you can think is to not have sex. Let me take a deep breath. By the power invested in me from the patriarchy, I'm condemning you bitches. All you motherfucking woke, liberal, blue-haired, armpit hair having, fat, musty, dusty, woke-ass bitches that be burning incense and playing with these tarot cards that we wasn't fucking anyways. And I'm here trying to tell women, yeah, we're not fucking. It's over with for y'all. I'm condemning y'all. You're gonna get fit, feminine, and friendly, or it's a wrap for you. You're gonna be cooking dinners and packing lunches, or it's a wrap for you. You're gonna be sucking dick and shutting the fuck up, or it's a wrap for you. Because what you dumbass bitches don't realize, y'all push prostitution the last 4 years, 8 years, last decade, which is why the red pill even became a thing, because men was telling y'all, hey, all this promiscuous shit, we need to start families and blah, blah, blah. Y'all been pushing that for so long that half of the female population, that is now their main source of income, is prostitution. So you want them to stop their main source of income because you're mad about an election vote? Let's see how that works out for you, bitch. Because it's more of y'all than us. Passport bros been booming. I could get 100 of y'all in DR. Dime pieces too. For a little bit of nothing. Brazil, Tijuana, you name it. Like, what are we really talking about here? You're not going to have sex because you're mad. See, this is why when I say women are children, and this is how I treat them, like big overgrown ass kids, it's not because I'm misogynistic, but I'm gonna wear the misogyny mask today just for y'all. Women are kids and they should be treated as such. They have no right having any positions of power anywhere, politics or companies. Get back in the fucking kitchen, have my motherfucking babies, make my motherfucking food, and shut the fuck up. Be a woman, period.
For me, I just think it's something that they're just saying. It's not true. We know it's not true. So it's like, it's just something that, again, they're mad right now. You know how they get mad, they say shit, and then 5 minutes later they take
Right
it
back to normal.
and they get mad again. And it, you know, like, it's like, that's just what it is, you know?
Bitch, you gonna cook, clean, and learn how to sew like your grandmama and them used to do. Dye your motherfucking hair back to its natural color. All that blue, green, purple shit, that shit is over with. What the fuck is dyeing your hair? What is cutting your hair bald gonna do other than have you look like a fucking idiot?
Niggas will still get that. You know?
That's all you could come up with your college degrees. I got 5 degrees, a master's. I'm gonna cut my hair bald in protest of Trump winning. Bitch, he still won.
What about the bitch that got on camera and started screaming?
Overgrown children. Fellas, this is what we do. They take pussy off the table, fine, starve them out. They don't realize majority of them was even getting by using their pussy. A lot of them is starving. They broke as fuck. The only way they eat is dates. That shit is over with. 4B ain't no date, bitch. Go buy your own food. A lot of them ain't had to go grocery shopping in a long time. They've been eating at these niggas' house they've been laying up in. Because a lot of these 4B bitches live with their parents. Y'all know the story. Oh, yeah, my parents had a hard time. I had to move back in to help them. Stupid bitch, they raised you. How the fuck they need your help?
You asked them to come back, yeah.
Fuck are we talking about? Like, do y'all ever notice majority of women you meet now don't have a place to live? They want to lounge at your shit. Like, they don't have nowhere to live. I don't bring men to my house. Bitch, you don't have a house. Let's be for real. And once again, this is not to all women, because a lot of these women did actually vote for Trump. A shitload of women. Majority of white women.
Of course.
Majority of a lot of Hispanic women. A lot of these other races actually voted for Trump.
Because you know, the other races, it breaks down to they follow their men more. So if the men in their community are saying, hey, this is who we're going for, then they're like, we should probably go for this person. Whereas in our community, we say, hey, this is who we feel like we should go for. And women are immediately like, oh, you guys are stupid. You don't know what you're talking about, X, Y, Z. Don't even give you a shot to show that, hey, this might have been the right decision. So that's why you've seen a divide like that.
You sluts literally are angry because you cannot use abortion as birth control. That's it. That's all. That is it. That is all. How the fuck did we get here as a society where women don't care about the economy, they don't care about family, they don't care about their own children, their only interest in politics is to kill their own fucking babies? That's it. None of y'all cared about nothing else.
it's actually quite selfish when you look at what the campaign was centered around. When you really sit here and think about it, there was nothing else that a lot of women cared about besides their right to abort the baby. They didn't care about taxes. They didn't care about veterans. They didn't care about Social Security. They didn't care
Because
about
they never care if they affecting them.
nothing besides can I abort this or not. So it really shows how selfish that.
But even
That
even
is.
even on top of that, you know y'all got plenty of Plan Bs. You know y'all got birth control. You know y'all got all these other
Shit to
avenues
help
to
you.
prevent it. Yeah, they all that went out the window. They,
If your state says it's legal, then it's legal. If you know what I mean? Like I don't know what else y'all
Here's
want.
an idea. Don't fuck any men you don't want to marry or have kids with, you dumb bitch.
Marry before you
Problem fucking solved. Fuck the guy where you can say, hey, if I get pregnant, I want to marry him and I want to have his kids.
The problem,
But you know,
Then no abortion even fucking
Nah,
matters.
but
It's that
a
simple.
lot of the ones that be mad about that is because they getting barebacked by like 3-4 niggas. You know what I'm saying? Probably more than that. And they know for a fact they probably at that clinic every 3 months. So a lot of that shit be coming from them bitches hoeing. You know that's them the only
They
them
really
the
wanna have
hoes the only ones who should really be mad about this shit. If it's fucking up your dollars like that, you hoeing, you out there getting your shit blew out, I understand. But for the most part, I don't see no real problems with that shit.
And here goes another fucking lie that the herd is spreading. If you actually look up abortion statistics, because they love to say, oh, I've been SA'd. And what about incest and all in life and life being in danger? 95% of abortions were due to women using it as a form of birth control. Do you know less than 1% of abortions were due to SA, women being sexually assaulted or raped? Less than 1%, not even 1%. It was like a point of a point of a point of a percent of that being the reason and the cause of women needing abortion. I think the other percentage was like some type of medical complication, which was like a couple percent, and then maybe 1%, like less than 1% was incest, which made up the total of 5%. 95% of abortions were because women were using it as birth control. You bitches is sluts and whores, and that's it. That's what it is. Y'all want to freely be sluts, get fucking cream pied by every nigga you met at the club drunk. You want to pull up to the abortion clinic like McDonald's drive-thru or fucking Starbucks, get the fucking fetus sucked out of you and go right back on about your life and do it all over again in 6 months, 2 months, 3 months. I know bitches that have 4 or 5 abortions, 6, 7 abortions. You're not worried about dying? You're not worried about an abortion ending your life? Like, what are we talking about? Same bitches now, 35, 40, I want a family. Bitch, you done killed a basketball team.
there's no life.
Full court of basketball and bench players. You took them out. Mind you, we said we have no political power, right? Politics is a numbers game. The strength of numbers. You know, black people lead the percentages of abortions, black women. They're like 38% to 40% of all abortions. They said if we would have eliminated abortion, it would be, damn, what was the exact number? Don't quote me on this. Something like an extra 30 to 50 million black people walking around right now of childbirth. And I'm probably lowballing because this ain't even the bitches who be in Mexico getting them secret abortions. And yeah, this is just a rough estimate. So think about the political power we would have with another 25 to 30 million black people walking around. We would not be the minority. Y'all cry about being the minority, but you're the reason we're the minority.
But do y'all think, because you know a lot of the motherfuckers be like you said, the late club night shit like that, it'd just be a gang of babies out of wedlock. But do y'all feel like
bitches to get their shit together.
I mean,
Bitches to get, listen, I don't even care about the wedlock shit. Stop fucking niggas raw. Stop fucking men raw. Stop fucking women raw that you don't want to have kids with. It's literally that simple. Sexual discipline. It's that simple. I'm not giving no passes, no nothing. I've been a victim of not controlling my dick and I dealt with the consequences of that.
You ain't no victim, nigga.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, you're right. Let me not use the victim word. I'm in the victim of my own actions, right? And I hate to say victim like that, but I've been reckless and made some decisions that I probably shouldn't have made.
Yeah, take
But
accountability for
But
it.
I manned up and took accountability for it. I didn't run to no abortion clinic or do no shit like that. And it turned out to be a blessing for me. So I can speak from experience. But realistically, do not have sex with nobody you don't want to have kids with or be with. It's just that simple. Oh, condoms break. Oh, birth control don't always work. You know what does work? Abstinence, you dumb bitch. Stop fucking niggas. It's literally that simple. Get somebody, meet them, find a connection, actually build a connection, get married, then start all the fucking and having sex and all of that. Maybe they did have it right when they said marry before you carry.
It's a possibility, I think.
Maybe they had it right.
I think it was like that for a reason.
Niggas ain't marrying these hoes.
Like, but and then there's that too. And then when you look at abortion thing deeper, like why do women at a higher rate feel as if they have to get rid of it? Why do they look at the men that they're laying down with, or why are they laying down with men that they feel are inadequate enough to be a father? You have to really examine a mindset. Whether we were indoctrinated by the system or just have came from our environment. Where does that come from? Because the statistics show different in other races. So what is the thinking that's tied to them that makes them say, I might keep it more often than we
Yeah,
do?
but other races gonna, I
Abort
believe,
as well. Though.
nah, they're gonna abort, but they gonna support more as well
And
too.
there's also
They have a house full of people, and
Yeah.
you come drop the baby off
Yeah.
while Jose go gangbang all day. Like, they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Mostly all these other coaches is going. They
got
against
a
it
village.
because they're like, nah, we need more. Bring that motherfucker here. I'll watch it all day, or whatever the case is. Versus we dealing with a lot of more broken families, single mothers. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Whatever the case.
because we're destroying all the numbers. You would have that community if you wasn't aborting them all.
I mean,
We need more doctors.
People
We need more
family
lawyers.
background.
We need more scientists. We need more policemen. We need more firefighters. These bitches aborted them all. This is why the young niggas here. God, like, I sent the doctor. I sent the MLK. I sent the Malcolm X. You sucked them up through a tube. Bitch, here go Ray Ray.
You only get one of them.
Here go Devontae. Here go Man. Y'all sent the scientists, the doctors, all the great inventors. Y'all aborted them. And they gave us young niggas with switches.
That's just paying for it.
Come on, cuz. Like, and look, all comedy shit aside, let's go even deeper. Let's even go where Planned Parenthood even came from.
Mm-hmm.
You can't move this.
Yeah, you can. Right.
I'm saying, look at that one.
What is it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Margaret Sanger. She's the one who's behind Planned Parenthood. Do you know what she said about Black women? She said, you are reckless breeders and human weeds. And her life's mission was to get rid of you, get rid of your children, and eliminate the Black population. That's how Planned Parenthood came along. A racist white woman created Planned Parenthood for Black women to eliminate their own race via abortion.
Let that sink in.
So all of this, Trump is racist and blase blah. Any Black woman anywhere who used abortion as a form of birth control, you're more racist than Trump. You're more racist than Hitler. You're more racist than anybody because you destroyed your own. You was racist against your own, not only your own fucking kid that you created, you dumb bitch.
I ain't gonna put that on everybody because a lot of people don't need to be having kids in situations.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
This is the
exactly.
problem. We don't hold no accountability, no responsibility on adults in the Black community. It's always a fucking excuse. I'm not leaving no more excuses. If you shouldn't be having kids, you shouldn't be fucking wrong. And that's on us to stop doing. Oh, she didn't know no better. This bitch is 38.
You have a point because again, we have the institution created. The only way it thrives is it's depending on us making the same mistake over and over and over again. As soon as we stop making the same mistake over and over and over again, that thing can no longer thrive. So that's facts. Even though there's what Messiah is saying, like there's things that happen and there's people that probably shouldn't be having kids, they're counting on those sticky situations to those people coming to that building.
The founder of Planned Parenthood said you were a breeder and your children were human weeds that need to be exterminated. You took your ass down to that clinic and did just that. Exterminated 4, 5, 6 of your own fucking kids. And then you walk around and say, well, there ain't no black people in the school. My son, he the only black in his class. Well, how many blacks would be in his class if you dumb brainless bitches wasn't aborting them all? Why do you think it's been so easy for you to go get a fucking abortion? It was a plan to eliminate yourself. Y'all want to point out all these races, the systemic. No, it's you fucking idiot. We don't have another Black Panther Party. Why? Because you aborted them all. It's like that today. I'm not giving no passes. This is real shit. We probably get demonetized for this episode, but I don't even give a fuck. I'm gonna sacrifice it. We're gonna talk real shit. I don't want to hear about no racist rhetoric when all you dumb ass bitches voted for the right to kill your fucking kid. Your kid. On Twitter making jokes about it. I'm gonna start an LLC and create my own abortion clinic.
Killed by Kim.
Killed by Kim. You dumb bitch. You should have been aborted.
The fact that y'all don't take life more serious is just shows a lot.
The same fucking people who cry when the police is out here shooting. Oh my God, they're shooting black people. What about that baby you aborted?
It's crazy. It's really crazy when you think about it. It's like, and they've eliminated, because they've made it so formal and so businesslike, they've eliminated the feeling of what your actions, the consequences to your actions, right? Like before you do something, you have to think of that butterfly effect, or if you'll pay for that. You never know in the afterlife or whatever the case is. Just because they put a business or a name behind it, you now think that takes out the immorality of it. It's the same when niggas go to war and they kill people, whatever, for no reason, or you know what I mean? They put a name behind it and an institution behind it, and then it becomes moral. When in reality, you might suffer for that in the afterlife.
What's worse, the abortions or when the women's be having these kids, they get 5, 6 year olds, they don't want them no more, they throw their ass away, or they fucking off them or something, or whatever the case it may be.
That's something that's layered because there's no family structure. So now they feeling hopeless. Now they feeling helpless. I don't have help. You know why you don't got help? Because you just fucked some random nigga at Taco Tuesday in the back seat of your fucking car behind the fucking Taco Tuesday spot.
So that's why they family ain't helping?
Yes, nigga.
That ain't why.
What do you mean, bro?
If they come back pregnant and whatever the case is, it's people that built families with people right now, and they broke up with their baby daddies, and their family probably not helping.
This is how it works. You get a man who's on his purpose, who already built a foundation to take care of a family. You don't rely on your family. Your family didn't have that baby. You and that man did. It's your job to take care of that baby. Yeah, it's cool to have a village to help grandma to babysit every now and then, give y'all a break, but it's not their fucking job or responsibility. It's yours. I don't want to hear that. Oh, you got a family shit. You dumb bitch. Pick the right guy. That's the family right there. That's the help right there. That's the foundation right there. They don't have that because they're not dealing with these guys. They just fucking anybody. Of course you don't want the baby. Y'all talking about, oh, Trump got a felony. All your baby daddies got felonies, bitch. All of them. You just married a nigga in jail you didn't even know through a pen pal service. The fuck are we talking about?
Shout out to my niggas in the pen with the ism.
Like what? Like, come on, cuz. I'm seeing bitches who married niggas who got life ain't even coming home. You ain't never even met cuz. You ain't never met cuz. Giving them all your tax money. Your kid want the new Essential hoodie. You spending that shit to Folsom, bitch. Come on, cuz. I'm no holds barred with you niggas, cuz. The black community got so many excuses.
So what's the excuse?
I'm done with that shit.
Yo, what? I ain't gonna go there.
Nah, let's go. Lay that shit out. Lay that shit out, nigga. I'm talking today.
Man.
Cause all my fuck ups, I stood on my shit 10 toes. All my fuck ups. I went to prison. That was because of me. But I bounced back. I had kids out of wedlock. That was because of me. But I bounced back.
And it's all about how you look at it, right? Like some people look at kids, even if they're unexpected, they might look at that as a curse. And some people say, you know what, this is a gift. Maybe this is me. I'm supposed to do something with this. This is my chance to give somebody a better life, or for me to correct my faults and put, better things into this child. So some people look at it as that way. Some people look at it as a hindrance. So it really just
It's
depends how you
perspective.
look on it. It's perspective.
I'm telling you, without my kids, I probably would have went back to prison because I wouldn't have had nothing to even live for or give a fuck about. So certain risks that I used to take before kids, now I'm thinking. I got a whole life that fucking is dependent on that. I just can't go out here reckless no more. So that shit saved me in a sense.
I think it's a level of maturity too. Not my bad to cut you off, but I do think it's a level of maturity that people reach and a level of understandingness that they reach when they have kids that I think you may not reach to a certain degree if you don't have kids. It doesn't mean you're less smart. It's just a different understanding of life when you have a kid. So I feel like it is perspective, and it's not a bad thing to have kids. So I don't understand why it's so frowned upon in our community.
Shout out everybody in the chat too. I'm not ignoring your comments. I'm just real passionate about this because I'm sick of it. I really have been sitting back, looking at our leaders and seeing if they're going to speak on this. And no one's speaking on it. No one's keeping it real. No one's keeping it uncut. Women hate men because they can't get freely cream pied by men, then go kill the baby. How crazy is that? Then they said they didn't need us, but then they mad because we didn't help. I thought you didn't need our help. The fuck are we talking about? None of this shit's making sense. Did this make sense to you?
No, it's weird. It's like, because it's something that, growing up in the Black community, when it comes to abortion, it's something that you hear and you do become subconsciously okay with it because you grow up and we're more on the liberal side and we support that. So as I've gotten older and seeing the effects and how it was put to us or put on us to actually eliminate us, when you start to wake up to that, it does become different and you look at it different. So it doesn't make sense. But I think for some people who are still under that indoctrination, they don't understand it. Again, the choice can be an illusion. So when they put that institution there, it makes you feel like you're making a choice when this was already set up for you to go ahead and do that.
I look at it like what you saying is facts, but most Black people don't even give a fuck about their Black neighbor next door.
That's facts too.
So to act like a lot of people care about if Black people are having kids or not having kids, most don't give a fuck. Black people don't even got the sense to even help other Black people. So a person you don't even know, people don't care about that goddamn abortion rate. That's all that should be at the end of the day. It's only going to affect you if you a man and you feel like you want that baby and she don't want that baby. But that's the only other sense. As far as numbers, when we get around each other, some people be more happy that Black people ain't there. You go to a restaurant, motherfuckers be happy. I'm glad there ain't no Black niggas in here. Like, they finna tear this motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying? People don't give a fuck about the numbers, even when you at work. You don't want to work with a bunch of niggas that don't want to work. Yeah, do you rather go work with the 10 messages that's grinding? Like, but niggas only want numbers when it help us, because when you do go to different places though, you do be wanting to see your own people, like civilized places in different countries and shit like that. You'd be happy to see Black people. So it's just like you said, it's perspective at the end of the day.
But it's all mindset. We keep saying, oh, we need these institutions. We need to create our own this, create our own that. You can't do that with no numbers. Just think about 25 more million Black people. How much more money is that to circulate in the Black community?
How many more young niggas with sticks blowing each other in? So it's
because we aborting all the mother, we aborting everybody. Yeah. What do you mean? There's no other way to change it.
There's always going to be that negativity, within every. I get what you're saying. That negative force that drives in every culture.
Exactly.
The more we had, the more of a chance we do have.
Exactly.
To do the opposite of that.
Because they got their negative in every race. Yeah. That's tweaked out. That's got sticks and doing all that. But guess what? They have more numbers, so they also have more people that's on this side of the spectrum that's balancing it out. We don't have shit, which is why we at the bottom. because we don't have fucking numbers. Even if you want to talk the streets, nigga, go to LA County Jail right now. Go to prison. It's like 5-1, nigga. I've been in dorms, nigga. It was 10 of us. 3 was smokers, 3 was old niggas, and the rest was young niggas that was with it, and everybody else was Southsiders, nigga.
Yeah, we don't need no damn numbers in there anyway.
And we had to sleep like
We don't need no numbers.
no. I'm just saying
I know I've been in there, but yeah,
because that's still like you said. Oh, it's niggas with sticks. Okay, so that's still an aspect that we're even outnumbered on that side of the fence.
But even on that side of the fence, they purposely separate us. They won't allow. I've been in dorms, but they didn't even allow more than 10 or 15 blacks. When it got like that, they start shipping you out to different dorms. It was by design. It wasn't even just like that. When blacks had the dorm, they knew blacks ran. They ran the whole thing to a certain degree.
But guess what? If you got the numbers, they can't. Because there's so many of them in there, it don't matter where they send them. They still gonna be the fucking majority. It don't matter where you send them niggas. Them niggas have whole floors in the county. I'm like, God damn, God. How many of these motherfuckers is it?
You see that?
I'm trying to get rid of that.
Now you got niggas who will push a button on their people quicker than they will another race who hate them because we don't got the numbers. Yeah, because we got to, we will, but nigga, it's 5-1 right now, nigga. They got 5 knives to every one nigga who got one in this bitch. Now we being a little more peaceful than we might want to be because we ain't got the numbers. But fuck the streets. That's just from a street aspect. Fuck that. I'm talking about legalized business shit, business owners, homeowners. Like we would have a lot of fucking power if we had more of us.
But even the ones that's business owners, a lot of them be having families, and then a lot of them don't even be wanting kids. If that they pushing or doing what they're doing, like you just said, the lady that was running for fucking president, they presented her with the black culture. She even got her own family.
That bitch ain't black.
I'm just saying though, but this is what people are associating it with. They're not even majority of the people that we talking about right now is coming from fucking straight poverty that don't even need to be having kids at certain moments. It's like, yeah, we can get all them damn numbers, but them numbers ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna be raised right.
I mean, we can say that till we blue in the face. So then it goes back to what's the solution then? If we're not going to raise our numbers and try to build with each other to get up out of this and even the playing field like all these other races, because they coming from poverty too. A lot of these motherfuckers coming from foreign countries, shitting in the fucking same river they got to wash up in. Then they come over here. They got cousins who fucking fled the country and already been bubbled up. They got jewelry shops down here. They got a liquor store here, a beauty supply here. Foundation to come to.
What I look at, and what I look when you say that, the one thing I'll say is that when you're on the outside looking in, you get the ability to look at America as an opportunity. Whereas, and we should, as Black people, be looking at America
We don't appreciate it
as an opportunity, but it's so hard to look at it as an opportunity when it's been
showcased
showcased to you as something that's been oppressive. You get what I'm saying? Whereas if somebody's over here, they living where it might be gunfire every night, shit getting blown up. They looking at America like, if I could just get a toe on the line, I'm gonna fuck shit up. Where like we not really looking at it like that. So they come over here full throttle where we've already grown up in it, where it's like we don't even notice the opportunity we have because we're so worried or so busy dealing or looking or giving attention to the oppression instead of going for the opportunity. These niggas come over here and they just go full throttle. It's easy.
So whose fault is that at the end of the day? At the end of the day,
I'm just saying that it's hard to when we compare them. It's just tough for me to, say that because again, when you have the ability to be outside, you don't have the same pitfalls that have been placed on you. So I will say that they didn't grow up in the same system, so they're not necessarily privy to the same mindset fights that we have been, you know what I mean, or the same conditioning that we've been. So it's different for them. They have a strong family, sense of family, a strong sense of work ethic, etc.
It don't even gotta be. It don't even always gotta be.
That's been taken out of us, though. I feel like.
Nah, it is. It don't even gotta be a strong sense of that. They have a strong sense of culture to where the point where they're going to assist each other. They're going to let them know about the jobs, or they're going to plug you in with the manager. That's my boy, and bring you in to work. You know what I mean? It's not no fucking coincidence that we see other races filling up everything. I know fucking. I've been in soul food spots and ain't a black person been in there, but the security outside. Everybody else in that motherfucker been Hispanic, flipping ribs and shit, doing all type of shit. So it's like they gonna bring each other in regardless. A black nigga 9 times out of 10 is not putting you on, cuz we got so many people that's in refineries or doing certain shit. They not gonna give you the game. They gonna just expect you to get it however you need to get it, whatever step that you need to
I
take.
ain't putting you in the mushy.
But look,
You ain't gonna be on like me. I'm pulling up in the bins, nigga. Yeah, I'm on dumb shit. It ain't no excuse about that. I'm just saying we can't say that they have the same
starting.
Yeah, the same hurdle.
I'm not saying I'm actually in agreement with y'all on that, but what I'm saying is numbers fucking matter. Period. If we had more numbers, we would have more people in places to pull us up. We don't have numbers, so niggas trying to be that one to sneak through the cracks. Like nigga, I gotta be the one. Imagine if we had the same numbers. Just think, all the races that we always bigging up, all they pulling their people. Look at the numbers that they have to be able to do that.
Even with the numbers, I agree with the numbers, the strength of numbers. But at the same time, the one nigga that get through the cracks is zipping it up once he get in there. I'm making sure this crack don't open no more. It don't be the same mind frame. It don't be the same mindset.
And that's what I'm saying. It has to come to a point where the mind frame has to change. Everywhere I look, black people saying the same shit, but we're black people. So if everybody's saying the same shit, who's not doing the pulling up? Make it make sense. We all say the same shit, coast to coast cities. Oh, the city don't support this. Niggas don't support niggas that. But it's all niggas saying it. So nigga, when does the mindset change? That's what I'm like, it ain't no saving everybody. If this election didn't show you anything, it shows you. Ain't no Malcolm, Martin, nothing saving nobody. We had 73% of black men vote directly against the benefit of black people. 73% of black men voted Democrat.
Which is who the black community wanted them to vote for, and then still are getting ridiculed because she didn't win. So it's crazy.
I don't know how to say her name. Is that Sandria? I can't see it right there. But she's saying the same shit I was just saying on the other episode.
It's Sandria. We have our beliefs on voting. We know your vote don't count.
No, she didn't say that. She was talking about that shit. About how them having a head start. So we shouldn't even be comparing none of these other.
Oh, yeah, they had a head start and all that. But I mean, at some point, we got to stop crying about the head start. We know they had it. It's time to act now. And as far as the voting shit, the electoral colleges pick the votes.
Yeah, we've been talking about that.
We know, but most people, they don't care how much you say that. They believe the popular vote does. So we're going to address them as if it does. She said, yeah, you said her name, right?
Sorry.
But that's what I mean is we got more excuses than solutions. That's the problem. We can easily point out why we in the position we in. But then when you start talking about, well, how do we get past it? No one wants to have that conversation. They want to stay focused on why we're here. That's why niggas look at it. That's why the other races look at us as a joke. That's why when niggas get resources and money and connections, they don't send it back because what do niggas do with it? Fuck it off.
And I see somebody tweet this. So I'm just paraphrasing that. Us as black people, we only have so much more time left where we can do the victim shit to where people are really going to stop having sympathy for us. The people that do.
Nigga, ain't nobody got no sympathy for us.
We already there.
Ain't nobody.
We already at that point.
I think people have they have sympathy for what we've been through, and then we're able to still use that as an excuse to a lot of people as to why we are in the position we're in. And even people, if they don't feel that way, they won't say that about it because of the way things are. But I think we're coming to a point now where people are really about to stop giving a fuck completely.
What do you think sympathizes with?
They already don't give a fuck.
They never sympathize.
Listen,
with us.
I think liberals. I think the liberal and Democratic Party. That's the people you can get that off with. You can get off the black people have struggled.
I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about just like far as regular life. Like nobody's having no sympathy for no African Americans. There is no sympathy for you. This is why we go through what we go through. This is why you get stressed out in the system. This is why you get your fucking brains blew out for a fucking pot.
But what I'm saying is people are tired of hearing about it, is what I'm saying.
Because we tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of talking about it.
No, but I'm saying we're not doing anything to progress. So people are right now, I feel like at a point where it's like we don't even want to hear it no more. That's why when you look at that AP research graph, race was the lowest thing on voters' list of things that they wanted to even care about. People didn't even give a fuck.
Because people are tired of identity politics, including a lot of black people. We don't want to hear that shit. What is going to help us in real life? I don't want you to have sympathy. I want policy. That's all I give a People be so stuck on, oh, he racist, this and that. I don't even care. You don't gotta like me. You could be, I don't give a fuck as long as the policies align with helping the working class. I don't give a fuck about your personal, whatever you feel
You
like.
think millionaires care about that shit? Them niggas don't give a fuck. They care about the green that's coming in their pocket.
That's it.
I don't know. I don't know why we care about corporations even being political, because I've always said that every head corporation is probably somebody who don't care about things. So at the end of the day, they don't care about us. But if you have the service, provide it. That's how I look at it. So even if Trump has said racist things, I don't necessarily agree with it, and that's why, me personally, I didn't vote for him for that reason. But
You voted so you threw your shit for Kamala?
no, I didn't vote for nobody because I wasn't. But there were things that Trump has said, and then
Like what?
just in my opinion, that Central Park 5 thing, that was something that I looked at as like, I didn't want to have conversations with people, and Kamala as well. I didn't want to have conversations with people and then have to, there would be no justification for me as to why'd you vote for Trump when they pull out certain things, right? Like, for instance, I got a whole bunch of Hispanic friends where it would be like, if I would get questioned, why did you vote for Trump if he's going to mass deport people? I really wouldn't have an answer for it. Besides, why, the criminal's cool, but
Nah, you got to answer.
there
I'm
wouldn't
not
be-
getting deported.
nah, but it wouldn't be an answer that I would feel cool giving.
Why not? You afraid of being judged?
Not that I'm afraid of being judged, but because it doesn't, at my heart of hearts, I don't believe in that. So I don't believe in innocent people if that comes down to it being deported. Like, now if it's just criminals, cool. But if it gets tricky and there's innocent people being deported, I don't agree with that.
Identify innocent.
Innocent is just somebody who came over here, who's working, who hasn't committed any crimes. I mean, if we've been a place of asylum this whole time and then you've done that, and then now you're going to switch it and say, I've been here for 2-3 years and already worked, and now I'm going to get deported back there. My life might be shit over there compared to here. I'm not saying that it's.
Are Americans allowed to go to any other country, just walk across
No,
and get more rights,
they're not.
more government assistance from
They're
their
not.
government than the people who live there and are actual citizens there?
They're not. I'm not.
So
I'm not-
why
I'm
the
not-
fuck should we be the same? Why shouldn't we be the same way?
Well, we have been. So I'm saying that I'm cool with closing the borders. I'm cool with making the borders harder to access and immigrating into or migrating to the country harder to do. But the thought of, again, trucks pulling up and picking up random motherfuckers and deporting them if they're innocent people, me personally, that doesn't sit right with me, and that's why I could not.
If you're taking a job away from an actual citizen who actually has paperwork, who actually pays taxes, because we talking about people who don't pay fucking taxes. A lot of these people are taking jobs, getting paid under the table. So say you have a kid. Your kid is boxed out of jobs he want because someone came here illegally and now they're under asylum. They took that job. But had they not been here, been allowed to be here illegally, your kid would have been able to have that job. You don't see nothing wrong with that?
Well, I do, but I don't necessarily blame the immigrant. I blame the corporation for taking the shortcut. And so that's something that's a problem with America, because if they do get rid of the immigrants or they, which, again, immigration does contribute to the loss of jobs in the Black community, but they're going to find a escape or a loophole regardless to make their company as profitable as they can. So I look at that more as corporations cutting corners. They're using what they already have to do it. Now, if immigration goes away, I don't know what their loophole will be at that point if they mass deport.
Is there a way to become a citizen legally and not have to worry about that shit?
Yeah, there definitely is.
So why not go through that process?
It takes a long time.
Okay.
It could take years.
Okay.
And again, I'm not saying that if there's a way to make that process faster and for people who actually deserve it, then I'm all for it. I'm for closing the borders. I'm for that. But the rounding up thing, to me, that's where it starts to sound witch huntish and just, I don't agree with those things. And he did have that happen in his presidency.
My thing is,
So are you having more sympathy for them than your own people?
I don't think so, no.
Because you said the process needs to be faster, and if niggas out here ain't striving, like we were just talking about.
and that's the reason why.
Yeah,
The
a
law's
part,
reason why.
a part of it.
It's a part of it, yeah. But no, I don't think I care about them more. I'm just eliciting some care to them. I mean, if you've already came over here and you've contributed and been contributing, then I don't really see a problem. My life.
I know
is
what
not
you're
any
saying.
different.
I know what you're
My
saying. It's
life
like a
is not
model.
any different from that. Like, it's not any different because you came over here and you did what you did. Now, it's gotten bad in these last 4 years.
Would your life be different if they got deported?
But people, I don't think so. Me personally,
I know what you're saying though. It's like if you're a model citizen and you ain't doing.
that's what I'm
doing
saying.
things
Like just trucks pulling people away. All that's crazy shit. That's like,
I don't know, bro, because I'm looking at it from, like I said,
On a
if we
different
can't go
life.
over there where they came from and do what they're doing here, they shouldn't be able to come here and do that. If we can't go do that and get that love from your government, why in the fuck would you be able to come here and get that love from our government? Mind you, people who actually live here, are born here, their great-great-parents fought wars here, died here, put their life on the line for the land here. These motherfuckers didn't. They just came here. And then you're gonna jump me when I got family who lost their life to this shit, and you get all these benefits that I'm paying taxes for, and I'm paying taxes to pay you. That don't make sense to me, bro.
yeah,
All sympathy, whatever, that don't make sense to me.
I agree. That's why I'm saying we should close the borders. But I just don't think after that point of closing the borders or whatever he goes about making it harder, if you're not a criminal or you don't have a criminal record, I don't think you should be deported at that point. If you are contributing to the society, if you're contributing,
Fuck that. If you didn't come the right way, take your ass back. I don't give a fuck where you came from. Make your country great again.
Because you know what's crazy? Because if you go to certain places, like say if you even go visit certain countries, they might allow you, they might make you get a visa, but that visa expire after a certain amount of months. You got to get the fuck up.
You gotta get your ass up out of here.
They're not gonna let you just sit up in there. You ain't finna try to go over there and just make no living, especially if you ain't got no real bread. Motherfucker might want to just leave and go to another country and do that. Or if not, if you get out there, they're gonna be taxing your ass.
I'm just speaking from. I feel like it's just. It's not just black and white.
You mean on a human level?
Well, yeah, because you got to think about it. We've had these immigration policies for a long time, bro. So that's what I'm saying. Is like,
Does that make it right though?
doesn't
Just
make
because
it-
we
it
had
doesn't
it
make
for a
it
long
right, but
time?
if you program something for so long, it's going to be hard to then reroute it out of nowhere. That's all that I'm saying. So you're not just gonna he is gonna just cut it off, but I don't believe that that's the correct way to go about it.
But if we seen what opening the borders did to the country, which we all seen it, we talked about in a lot of episodes, why would you not want to get rid of that?
So I want to get rid of, like I said, I want them to cut the border off. I want to make it harder. But if you're already here and you're contributing and you're not a criminal, I don't think you should necessarily be deported.
How do you know they're contributing if they're illegal?
I believe illegals have EINs, and I believe that they are able to pay taxes even if they're undocumented.
But what I'm saying is, how do you know they're not
That's how
criminals?
they're contributing.
Because a lot of the criminals came from other countries and they may be not doing what they was doing back in their hometown. They fled their hometown because they asked for grass over there. And now they over here being model citizens.
Well, I mean,
They might have had all type of charges over there, rape charges, all type of shit. We don't know.
Yeah.
Motherfucker just came over here legally, so we don't even know his background.
Yeah. Well, how you would know that is obviously, I guess, during the time of getting those people together, that's when you would be able to cross-reference with who they are from whatever other country it is, whether it be Mexico, Africa, whatever, and that's how you would know. Or at this point in time, like I said, if you're already over here, it is what it is.
This is how I see it. Take your ass back, go through the process of doing it the right way, then you ain't got to fucking worry about it. It take a long time for a reason. It's the reason. It shouldn't be just snap of a finger, anybody come. We already overcrowded, traffic fucked up. You got so many people can't get jobs, they get undercut because they rather hire somebody who they're gonna pay less, which is the reason why he's implementing the tariffs, right? We didn't even talk about that. He's talking about implementing the tariffs again, which it sounds good in retrospect. Oh, you know, if you're gonna import goods from out the country, we're gonna tax you. But then what winds up happening is who pays for that tax?
So I guess
We do, because they go, okay, cool. You're gonna charge us more to send our shit over there. No problem. We're gonna raise the cost of our goods though. So the people who are buying it in the stores, us, now we pay more at the counter.
don't quote me, but I believe we would only pay more if the tax cut part of the plan that he has isn't approved by the House or the Senate. But now, because it's majority Republican, if he does go through with the tariffs, then it'll be aiding in the biggest tax cut we've had. So what you're saying is true, but it was based upon if the House or the Senate was.
God damn.
Now, because they are, it should be able to go through both things.
Hey, open and close that. Shit tweaking.
I'm to an extent.
Oh, never mind.
I'm to an extent like with college, like what you say. I do understand because I got love for a lot of races. I don't really be caring about a lot of that
What's up,
shit.
y'all?
But it goes to the point to what you were just saying. Like you a model citizen, you doing what you're supposed to do. Now, if you got motherfuckers that's corrupt and doing what they doing, and you against my type or my skin complexion, then it's like you need to get your ass the fuck up out of here at the end of the day.
And I've talked to a lot of immigrants. A lot of them have plans on not staying here. So a lot of them have plans on coming here, utilizing the resources,
Taking it back.
and taking it back, and then building their country up anyway. So it's like, why the fuck would I allow you to come steal resources from here and take it back over there? You're not aiding. That's what I mean. A lot of them had that mindset. So my mindset is keep your ass over there and figure that shit out over there.
It's crazy because I'm torn.
What are we talking about?
That mindset, but like I said, at the same time, I'd be like, if you're already over here, it is what it is.
Ain't no already over here,
Yeah,
bro.
I got
Self-preservation is first. Nigga. Americans
That's what I was
first.
gonna say.
Period, point
I gotta
blank.
switch to where I can just not give a fuck. But I understand at the same time because it depends though. Because I knew a lot of like even just other races, Hispanics or whatever you want to call them, not like that. But since I was a kid, that I'm still cordial with, or I might don't see them all the time, but maybe they might holler at me on Facebook to check on me or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That I still got love for, and I don't know if they got their green cards or not. Yeah, so it's like damn, it'd just be like it is what it is. But it'd be like, damn, that's fucked up. They got cut up out of here. But I wouldn't. It wouldn't change nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have no hate for nobody. This isn't
Nah,
race based because we're talking about anybody. This ain't they
Right.
automatically just go to Hispanics, bro.
I know,
So many
that's how-
immigrants.
I know, yeah, I know. you're
I'm
right,
talking
yeah.
about black immigrants as well. Niggas who detect marriage, man, all that shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not holding no punches with nobody. I'm American first. I'm American, nigga. When you go to their country, they are their people first. They're not gonna prioritize Americans over their own people. We the only ones who do that shit at the expense of Americans. I'm not for that. I'm American. My kids is American. I originated in America. It's Americans first. If we straight and we can have some room to, all right, cool, okay, cool. But if bringing you in fucks us over, nigga, go back home. What are we talking about? What the fuck are we talking about? If I'm gonna pay extra taxes for anything, it's gonna be for other Americans, other people in my community, not some motherfucker who just came across, get the money and then go back home.
Yeah, I guess the only reason sometimes I look at it in a different way because we still, I don't think 100% that we always looked at as like Americans. I feel like that's why they always keep the African American and all that in front. They want that label to be known.
And that's why I never say African American, nigga. I'm American, nigga. I didn't come from motherfucking Africa, nigga. I don't have no ancestry.com root there. As far as I can look back, nigga, my people was from out here.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I'm saying the way America sometimes views us.
I don't give a fuck how they view us. This is what I'm saying.
I mean, that's how they make it seem at times. That's true.
So you didn't vote not because you don't believe in voting, but because you didn't want to be.
nobody's feelings.
That's kind of crazy to me.
Not because I didn't want to hurt nobody's feelings, because if I felt like 100% that that's how I felt, then I would have stood on it. But if I felt 50-50 on it, then I have the right to say, you know what, I don't feel 100% vindicated in making this choice, so therefore I'm not going to make it. Because to me, like I said, I can't vote for somebody that I look at and I say, there's something wrong with you. And for me, it was something that I felt was a key point in his election that I would have had to explain, that I had no real answer for. Like what you're saying, that's not how I really feel about it. So it'd be like, okay, I'm voting for him even though I feel this way about it. Now I'm just voting for him because of what? You get what I'm saying? So for me, it was still me having my own choice. I didn't vote for Kamala just because, again, she came in 3-4 months. You know what she done with blacks. Just the whole, you know, she supports genocide, foreign affairs, all these different things. So I couldn't vote for her either.
So back to the Central Park 5 thing. That's the number one people like to bring up about Trump. Is that something that's unforgivable? Like we can never just forget about? Because to me, I'm looking at it from hopefully what he's saying was truthful. As I didn't know the details about it. I just read what it said and read that they admitted the guilt. Like, yes, we did it. We found out they were coerced and saying they did it, the hours on hours of torture and this. We didn't know about that when they put the story out. So just reading from the outside looking in, was that really wrong to say? Or we just in our feelings because they was black and he's Trump and he's white?
I don't know. I don't think it's in the feelings. I think he should have. I think in that situation, he didn't have all the information, and to just say that they did it just because you've seen that in the newspaper, being the figure you are is responsible. And then I looked at it like you look at Malcolm, Martin, all these people. I feel like I align with those people's views and our elders' views, and therefore I don't think they would have supported Trump.
Malcolm has said a lot of racist things that he later recanted about.
Who?
About white people in general. When he went to Africa and realized it was white Africans and all that different stuff.
That's my point, though. And so he would have. I don't think he would have supported Trump. I don't think people who have made strides for our community would have supported Trump. Due to that racist rhetoric at times, it is what it is for me. That's how I look at it. I can't support somebody that I feel like doesn't fuck with us at the end of the day. He don't fuck with us. Economy cool, everything's cool, but me personally, I'm not voting for you. I'm not voting for Kamala because at the end of the day, y'all didn't really propose anything for us.
Isn't that identity politics?
He didn't propose anything for us. Regardless, he had a platinum plan in 2020. It didn't go through. Kamala didn't really have a plan. She wanted to legalize marijuana. There was nothing directly for us as a people.
So does the economy not directly affect us?
It does directly affect us. It does, and that's why I was leaning towards Trump. But what took me away was that rhetoric, and the fact of, again, the border thing. If you want to close it off, cool, close it off. If you want to make it harder, cool. But when you're going to mass deport, I need to at least see what that plan is going to be and how it's going to be carried out. Say, okay, that makes sense. It's not just a witch hunt or anybody that's Mexican. Because during the Great Depression, we did the same thing. And that was another thing.
But why do we only focus on the Mexicans? Like, because we're from California, there's so many immigrants from all over the world.
Focusing on the Venezuelans. In New York, they're probably focusing on, you know what I mean, whoever it is. That's the majority over here that we see. So that is what I'm focusing on. You get what I'm saying? Like the immigrants that come to a Cali over here are Mexican. So that is kind of what I'm focusing on.
Right. But it's like, nigga, when we talking about immigrants, we talking about all immigrants. I ain't just talking about Hispanics. It's ain't a hate to Hispanics because they automatically assume they're the only immigrants.
Now, you know, in fact, sometimes I do look at it differently because that's what's predominantly that we see out here is I forget about that we talking to the world sometimes.
Yeah, but as a creator, the responsibility is on you to know you're talking to more than just your immediate city. Like,
and I'm admitting my wrong.
No, not you. I'm saying like the Cali as well.
Even in that, I still stand firm, and I don't.
Because
if you're going to mass deport, there needs to be a plan. It shouldn't just be a witch hunt. I'm cool with you cutting off the borders. I'm cool with you making it harder. But when we start talking about rounding motherfuckers up, how are you going to make sure that you aren't targeting innocent people? It's the same thing if you look at his plan to
he knows
the deep state. Hold on, he talked about whistleblowers and things of that nature. Hey, that could be good, but you could also then abuse that power. So I have to see first before I agree, because you could easily abuse that power and call you. He could call you a whistleblower tomorrow if he wants to. Be like, you know what, you're out of here. And that could have been somebody like, yeah. So it just depends on how he uses it and what he does with it. I have to see that first. And from what I've seen of the mass deportation the first time, I didn't necessarily like the way it was.
Most people, the government probably got so much stuff in the system. Like, they know with all this fucking technology and shit they got. So he's probably just, he's not worrying about you being good or bad. If you got your credentials, you're good. If you don't, you out of here.
That's my point.
And he's not putting no gray area on it. Like, no, you're gone. Because it's like more so, even if I do this, why take the risk of leaving you here and you can do something bigger. You could be plotting and planning or whatever. Just any type of other thoughts that he needs to think to get rid of. It's like you're getting up out of here before you make anything else grow around here.
And that's what makes more sense to me, because good and bad is perspective. You keep saying a good city, nigga, what's good? Like, what is good? Because good to you could be bad to somebody else. So really, what's good? Like he said, either you got your shit legally, you're good. You got your shit illegally, you're here illegally, you're bad.
Because you know, a lot of people that came where they come down here, they learn America and be sending that information all the way back. They get in corporate, they do certain shit, learn how we move out here and be plotting and planning with from another country where they from and giving all that type of information on how America's moving.
They just caught a woman who moved. Damn, I should have got her name. She was high up in damn, see, I hate to speak on things where I don't have all the facts, but they just called somebody like that. I think she was Chinese or something. She was way up in the company or politics or something like that. She was a spy the whole time. But to the naked eye, it looked like she's a good citizen. She's paying taxes, she working, she did the whole time. She feeding info back to her people to fuck us over.
Yeah, but we do that within our own agencies, and that's what he's trying to dismantle. So that's like it is. That is what it is.
But at least that's our own backyard. So now we got to worry about our own backyard and people that ain't from our own backyard. Well, let's eliminate them, and then now we can focus on our backyard.
Yeah, and I agree with closing the borders off and making it harder to migrate into America. But again, mass deportation is where I would need to see how it's going to be done. I didn't necessarily agree with it the first time. That's just me.
No, that's cool. We could agree to disagree on that one. I don't agree with it. I agree with it. If you're American, you cool. You got your paperwork legally, you cool. If you just came across, get your ass up out of here. Go make your country great again. Motherfuckers come here, complain about America, talk about how Americans ain't shit. And
Trump got him,
they
girl.
country so great. Get your ass up out of here.
Trump got him.
It ain't Trump, cuz. This is just facts, nigga.
On his MAGA tip.
Hey, and this hat say make ass real again, cuz. So, yeah. But one thing we didn't talk about, the police immunity.
I don't think that's happening for real. I don't know.
Let's talk about that, because that got everybody spooked. If you ask me, they been
Yeah, they
fucking
already
immune.
knew.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same thing I said. But somebody said,
What are
guess,
y'all talking about?
I don't know if that's fact. They said the boy just got convicted who shot the lady. Did he get convicted? Did you
I mean,
hear about
that's the
that?
thing. They all get convicted.
Yeah, but it'd be like 2 years.
Yeah. Solitary,
Some do, some don't. But they might give him a year. You
got stabbed up, actually.
don't hear about it a year later. The niggas out on good time, 3 months.
So what is immunity cover? Because
I think that's bullshit.
I haven't, but I still haven't seen any details. That's not a free right to just kill citizens, like people are saying. Even though there's a bill,
That's true.
we got to talk about that. I didn't put it in the group chat, so I don't want to bring it up because y'all probably research it as well as I'm not fully researched on it. That they're trying to pass that does give the military the right
Oh, I think I did see
to
that.
kill citizens. Like
You put that in.
I put it in there a while ago, but I didn't say we was gonna talk about it today. It's like 42B, something like that. But it gives the military the right to use lethal force on its citizen when deemed necessary.
But I feel
So
like
y'all more worried about police immunity, but none of y'all seen that.
Yeah, it's like.
But it don't even matter. I feel like once they start, anytime they bring these tanks and shit on the street and shit like that, niggas know what time it is. They gonna man down something.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna be asking no questions. It ain't never finna be nothing. And when it comes to that immunity, like you said, it depends because people hear immunity and come up with their own shit.
Exactly. They're gonna be just running through the streets, just guillotining niggas and shit. I don't think it'd be that. I think that's something else that's fear mongering. You know, something that because I don't know. Didn't the dude in George Floyd, wasn't that under Trump? The dude who went to jail, I believe that was under Trump. So I look at it like it is what it is.
But a lot of times, it don't even matter about the president. It'd be the court system.
Yeah.
The court system is already fucked, and they all basically be on the same team, from the DA to the judges to the pigs and all of them. So it's like this is why they get off the way they do. You know what I'm saying? They're already playing on the same team, and it really is.
Yeah, as many times as I've seen the words police immunity, I have never seen anything.
No breakdown.
No breakdown of what it's really supposed to.
Because people gonna say it's supposed to be common sense.
Yeah,
They gonna tell us.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
It was Military Directive 5240.01. So we'll do another segment on that at another time and breaking that down on if that really gave the military the right to just off citizens at will or not. But again, I don't know what immunity means or what it covers. Like you said, we have not seen a breakdown.
And I was gonna read the definition of it
Go
because
ahead.
they got two: the state or quality of being resistant to a particular infectious disease. Then the other one is protection or exemption from something, especially an obligation or penalty. So that's the one I'm assuming they're gonna go with.
Yeah,
Protection or exemption from something, especially an obligation or penalty.
They already have that.
Like you got
I know.
somebody do something, you already have
Whatever obligation, if they got obligation to job to do something, and you go against that, then they got immunity to do whatever. I guess to you resist it.
They already got attention on each other, so they already got that. The cases where police don't get too far, unless it's like a very clear, like the dude who slapped in the LAPD dude. Y'all seen that? He slapped. He was arresting the dude in LA, and he just slapped him,
Punch him up for no reason.
He was in the cuffs and shit, right?
He got off. They're like,
Yeah.
no, that was a correct use of force or something like that.
That shit crazy.
You even move a little bit, you give me it's over with. So it's like they already.
I'm not with the law enforcement having immunity on nothing. They need to be under the same law as the citizens. So I do not agree with that. So yeah,
I think
Trump,
they should change that whole
you
shit.
do gotta highlight us about that because let's keep it real. They live above the law, man. These niggas turn their sirens on to run red lights through traffic. They stop the freeway to get off at the exit they want to. Like, let's cut it out like they don't live above the law, bro. They do what the fuck they want. They park where the fuck they want illegally. They speed when they want to. They do what the fuck they want. They're the law.
You need to take it back to Andy Griffith. That's the type of shit sheriffs we need. Shit like that. If you look, because back in the day before the police force was militarized, you really just had the sheriff that was from your community that was in, policing your immediate community. So it wasn't, they didn't have the riot shield, they didn't have the batons, they didn't have a lot of things that they got because of, I don't know if it was because of Reagan, I think the war on drugs.
War on drugs.
They got a lot of upgrades and then Clinton and all
They got them tanks and shit.
Yeah, where it's like they're not really even supposed to be that high power. They're niggas supposed to really be walking around with just a little baton. That's it.
But some places is still like that. Like some spots in New Orleans is like that, where they got the poles with the local, whoever the sheriff of that district is. You could call his number.
Yeah.
He grew up there and know everybody. So situations like the woman with the boiling pot of water won't happen. It's like I grew up with her. I know about her mental disabilities or whatever the case. I know how to calm her down. Where someone from fucking Irvine come to Compton, don't know nobody, already scared. Of course, the first thing you're gonna do is start blowing. You know what I'm saying? So that is true. There's another key point that we left out that before we wrap this up, I want to go over about the whole Trump thing. And I find this one to be kind of crazy. Because it's something we talked about in the past where people call us crazy and this and that. It sounds like he's trying to end the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
So the existence of the Federal Reserve is in question right now. So the Fed chair Powell was asked if President Trump asked him to resign, will he? He said no. The president does not have basically the legal rights to fire him. And when they looked it up in the Constitution and all that shit, and under the Fed laws, it's a lot of gray areas. There's no definite black and white to say that the president can. And we all know if you look up the Fed, the Federal Reserve, they got a monopoly on money in the banking system and all of that. That in itself is illegal. So when I always say we're low-key illegally paying taxes, because these taxes was after the war. Like, oh, we need help, blah, blah, blah. This is temporary. And then temporary became permanent. So now they looking in, it's like, hold on, bro. Y'all got a monopoly on this banking system. Y'all are creating money.
Let me
counterfeit.
Let me read this real quick. So just in case the people that don't know, the Federal Reserve is the central bank of the United States, responsible for the country's monetary and financial system. The Federal Reserve's main purpose is to promote maximum employment, maintain stable prices, and moderate long-term interest rates. I was like,
Go ahead, break that down.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading. That was all it was.
Yeah, Federal Reserve, they print money, charging us.
They create, mind you, the same people who are printing the money, who own the banks, in control of the bankers, they create the interest rate. That's already a conflict of interest. You print the money and create the interest rates. You saying what?
Even the banks, like
The banks is crook.
your money is really being gambled. That's why sometimes niggas will go on their account and won't be nothing there. Your money is sitting in a system that's being gambled on, really.
No, they're
investing your
they're using your money to invest, and they're using your money to loan to other people.
Exactly.
Even sometimes you go in the bank and they be like, well, you can't take more than 2,000 now.
Exactly.
Or you only can take, matter of fact, only you let you take 500 today, you gotta come back in a day.
This is why you gotta call in advance to get over a certain amount, because it might not even be there.
And exactly, but still that's bullshit. It's my money. You should be sitting in this motherfucker.
And that's basically what he's getting at is, hey, we need to go look at this whole fucking system, because if you look at how the Federal Reserve was even created, the richest man in the world at the time, I think around the time of the Titanic, was against that. So they wind up, quote unquote, allegedly taking him down via the Titanic. Allegedly, the Titanic was a hit job because all the people who are in charge of the Fed system, that family, they got on the boat, and then before it took off, got off the boat. And then right after that, Federal Reserve was created. Mind you, he was totally against it. But now that he's out the way and he's not in play, bam, Federal Reserve. Allegedly. I don't want to get sued. But go down that rabbit hole. It's actually crazy because I didn't know that. I watched the movie Titanic as a kid and all the iceberg and this and that. Bro, dude who was the richest man in the world was on that motherfucker. And the certain family that is, you know, owning half of these corporations, got a monopoly on shit, was on it, then got off. Created the Federal Reserve. So Trump is looking into all of that.
And the last president who was really anti-establishment was JFK.
And you seen what they did to
Yeah,
bro.
he was somebody who was talking about he wanted people to be more physically fit. He wanted to get rid of the CIA and the FBI because he felt that they were using their powers, which we know they are. And yeah, he got shit. So I wonder if Trump will release the JFK files because there's a lot of corruption in those. I hope he do because I would love to see their just investigation process and tie things together on what they left out, what they tried to hide. I think they know that once we get those documents, there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be able to piece that shit together and make some groundbreaking content off of that.
Was JFK like the last president y'all think that was really like uncontrolled?
Yep. I think he was. And this is why I was kind of iffy on Trump because I was saying, if he's really uncontrolled, as we say, why they ain't jail? You know what I'm saying? Even though the whole bullet in the ear thing, people saying they trying to take him out. I don't believe he really got hit in the ear or none of that. They said there's been a lot of attempts on his life behind the scenes before this, during this election. But JFK, they really got him out of here. I believe he was really uncontrolled. He said he was getting rid of the CIA.
But you see,
they immediately took her
you know
out.
what's crazy about JFK? He had programs like to keep masculinity strong. Like y'all ever seen the concentration camps he had?
Yeah,
he had all of them working out and shit like that. That shit was crazy. I'm like, man, they need to bring that back. He had niggas on the pull-up bars, like basically keeping niggas in shape and everything.
Are you talking about like the school curriculum piece?
Yeah,
shit?
not even just that, but just in general. Yeah, the curriculums and just people outside of that. Like you had like 50 people. I think that was the school curriculums, but they on the bars, they doing everything like they marching like a band.
He was saying back then how important physical fitness was.
And in fact, when I find that video, I'm gonna send it to y'all.
Yeah, I seen it.
He was the truth. I got my own theories about the Trump thing. When you really look at it, I feel like it was all staged because Kamala never had a chance anyway. When you look at it, I think even assassinations were staged, like just to make
That's what I said.
to make it seem like there was the left even had a fan base that they didn't have, like just to give us a normal election. Because in reality, it was the furthest thing from a normal election we ever had. We had a vice president, Joe Biden, right? Bro got sick or whatever happened. He disappears for 6 months. You have Kamala, right, acting as the presidential candidate while at the same time being the vice president when really she's the president. You go back and you look at her speeches and she says we and all this shit. She never mentions Joe Biden. You know, so it's the furthest thing from a normal presidential election that they had to make it seem real, in my opinion.
And this is why I be saying sometimes, like, I don't want to go too far into this, but like, I believe the whole world is a stage. And then when I get to thinking like that, it's like, what's really real? Because we say, oh, this is a real person, this is this, and this is that. But this is real life going on, but everybody's playing a role.
Exactly.
Everybody's playing some form of character, whatever you choose to be. You know what I'm saying? Regardless from the motherfucker that robbed people, that's the character he chose in life. Or regardless if you're a worker, you chose to be a worker your whole life. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you choose, you're playing the character. Like the same way these actors are acting, you're still a quote unquote a low-key actor in real life. It's just but how long you choose to play that character.
No, that's facts. That's bars. That's bars. Because you know they got a whole saying that we will give you your heroes and your villains. When you need a hero, we will give them to you. So I always keep that in the back of my mind. I see how everybody praising Trump, going crazy. Oh my God, America back. But then I always keep that in the back of my mind going, you know, it seems like everybody's controlled, even on both sides. Like controlled opposition is what they call it. Because I always look in history, the person who was the real freedom fighter got took about this shit.
It's a deeper conversation. We really can't get into it on camera without it getting us flagged because it's about those people. But those people that he's running with, I think he's in a fight for time. Like he has a certain deal that he thinks he's going to be able to to somehow. It's like Franklin on Snowfall when you think you're going to outwork the CIA or somehow that plan is going to work. That's how I look at the Trump situation with those people. He thinks he's going to be able to turn back the hands of time and somehow come out of it on top over them. But that system is just that's that system. They don't lose. So
because even if you look at Joe Rogan, right? It seems like, oh yeah, Joe Rogan's on the people's side, and then right after the election shit, he just ran this whole campaign about how certain people being in control of the world is false and they're being falsely attacked. So I was like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? When all this evidence is lining up saying otherwise. Now niggas start to look like control opposition. Because dude who wrote that book, Behold a Pale Horse, was really freedom fighter, really speaking the truth, got took about this shit. Real fucking attempts on this life. You look at somebody like Isaac Cappy, who started exposing Hollywood, such and such pedophiles, really got took out this shit. So that's what I look at is the people who really got the real information really get took out this shit. So how is he so freely doing whatever? I'm coming after the deep state and all that and this and that. We know they got the ninjas in the night.
Because is this smoke and mirrors?
Is it
Exactly.
They putting it all in front of you, y'all good. They play on emotion. Get you all emotionally riled up on the whole time. They got some shit going on in the back door. You don't know what the fuck really going on. Now they getting everybody back on Cuz side after they just made Cuz a villain.
Right.
Now everybody running with Cuz. So it's like then they're doing things to get you in good faith. Yeah, he did this in 24 hours.
Yep.
He did this right now. Like now you in good faith. Well, Cuz doing this shit. It's only been what, like you said, a day or two or something. What imagine what happened when the year come in when they get to pushing different buttons on him. If he ain't, hopefully we wrong and he's actually trying to make the.
I hope he will say
yeah. So
I hope he will say
interesting. It's definitely interesting. You look at that the whole election season and just the way the shit really went. If you really pay attention, it's like this shit is so like normal.
To me, the world just look faker and faker every day, from the people to everything. Then when the technology over, niggas just gonna be out here like real bots, dumb as hell. It's gonna be crazy.
Because they even look at election season. When is it?
Right before the new year.
When is election season?
And you know somebody said they knew not to do that shit on Monday Night Football.
Niggas wasn't missing that game, nigga. Jamar Chase went crazy. I'm just saying, look at how many sports is going on right now. NFL, the NBA. We just had the World Series. So all of those distractions, while the biggest political campaign in the world is going on simultaneously, we know how people feel about sports. We know they say sports is the Roman circus. That's what they used to do with the Roman circus. We're going to have these warriors fight over here, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, we're over here doing all type of diabolical shit. But everybody is at the motherfucking Roman circus right now. No one see what we doing behind closed doors.
I believe it because, like, you can look at the assassinations. Remember, the first assassination attempt on him was covered worldwide, right? They had people pulling up extra cameras and, oh, why wasn't the police up there at this time? And they knew this, and that. And we started to piece that together, and it sounded really iffy. He then had, 2 to 3 more assassination attempts, and we don't know the name of them motherfuckers.
Right.
They came out an hour later, false alarm, all type of shit. So it's like, after that first one, the public was very iffy about the validity of what's going on, because if you had FBI downstairs in the building, bro was on top of, how did y'all not get him unless it was staged or somebody?
And you know,
it don't make no sense.
One more thing is crazy, like you were saying about JFK. Now, what if they preparing us to fake knock Trump off during the course of his 4 years? You know what I'm saying? Like we already seen the attempts on him. Next, you know, they got everything. They got suits to change. That nigga's a billionaire now. He could be president for 2 years. They act like he clipped. He go live his life. You know what I'm saying? And do all type of crazy shit.
The CIA talking about niggas putting on whole new faces on this shit. So.
Yeah, they got body suits. Niggas is putting on. That's why I sent you that video earlier. The nigga talking about he walked in the door. He talking about that's a Gucci suit, like the man Gucci. Like you gonna be wearing that. Then you got to do this and that to the third. I don't know if y'all watch that motherfucker, but I'm just like, damn, that's crazy because they be saying Gucci a fucking clone.
Now they already low-key planted a seed. I seen a tweet where somebody said, they was going over Trump's health. Like he was getting a full scan or something, like something might be wrong with his health. So they already planning up the play for he might not even physically make it through the 4 years. They plant that seed in your brain, like, okay, something might be physically wrong with his health. He's having these emergency lockdown scans of his vitals and all this other shit. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of weird to put out right after he win. Like, what type of seed y'all trying to plant?
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's like it's almost like the Democrats just gave it to him, bro. Because putting Kamala in there was the biggest mistake.
Who else was gonna go in
I
there?
mean, if Biden would have stayed in there,
Biden was cooked,
he would
bro.
have probably had a better chance. Than
That nigga was giving
Hey,
handshakes to
that
the
wasn't even
air.
Biden no more. Cuz Biden they made Cuz
He
better than
would
shit.
have probably lost it, but look
Cuz
like
getting
this, like,
cooked for after that last little run he just had. Cuz was done.
Yeah, he
how
was
many
done.
more men though would have voted for Biden over
Nobody.
Kamala?
Nobody was fighting.
Like men that are Democratic. I think that took out a lot as well. Just men not wanting to vote for.
Bro.
And this another thing I always look at that people never seem to question. Where do these candidates come from? If your vote matters and you choose who's the president and you couldn't even make a pick because you didn't like neither party, and I've seen a lot of people saying lesser of two evils. Where's the other batch of people to choose from if the people choose? So we say these lesser two evils, we don't want neither one. We want them two to run. Where's that at?
And even on top of that,
Where they at?
Even on top of it, they say you need to be qualified for whatever reason. So what are the real qualifications? Because like we say, the nigga got 34 felonies. What makes you exempt to not be a qualified person at this point now? If you commit crime and do what you do, you're automatically not qualified for certain jobs. So now you're qualified to run for president and do all this. But then, like you said, from the ground roots, we just wake up one day and they be like, hey, you got 4 people about to run. You know what I'm saying?
Where did
This
you come
is
from?
why I'm telling y'all, it's like a fucking game. It's like they playing a real video game with the world in real life. Like, yeah, we're gonna put these up. Y'all gonna battle it out. They out there acting like they shooting jokes and shit, acting like they clowning like y'all didn't fuck with each other 6-7 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it goes deep as the subconscious program too. Like when you start thinking Democratic, Republican, red and blue, when you think of red and blue and then look at the flag, look at all the emergency things, look at that color and how much they use red and blue. It's almost like subconsciously programming us to think those are the only 2 colors. Because there's other parties that are on the ballot, but they just never
No one knows they exist.
If we using one person to represent the whole country or the U.S., why do we have to be divided first? You get what I'm saying? Like you said, it's red and blue. Why didn't it just be 2 candidates and we get to choose? Why do we got to be a certain amount of colors in this state, or that's a Democratic state, or this is this in this state? You get what I'm saying? Like automatically we know, oh, he got California, or she got motherfucking Texas, or this and that. Like, why would it be divided if this person is representing all of it? Yeah, it makes no sense when you.
That's
really
a great
break that
ass
shit
point.
down.
That's a great ass point.
Yeah, you on the red team. I'm on the blue team. We finna go to this shit and cheer. They out there screaming at the rallies, tripping, bringing their flags out, doing all this. It's like a damn football game. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts.
You got people out there really squabbling over this shit. People really hating people. I didn't see people that talking about, I don't give a fuck of how long I knew you. If you voted for Trump, we're done. Like, I don't give a damn. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like, you really hate people over a different belief. Like, you can't agree to disagree, like you say. Like,
I was just in Coffee Bean earlier. Chick in front of me order. Telling the chick behind the counter, oh yeah, you know, we got 4 more years to prepare. Woo, wow, girl, we're gonna take the next one. She said, yeah, my block list, I just blocked like 50 people. I just blocked like 50 people out of my life because they voted for Trump.
I'm glad you brought this up because I wanted to ask y'all that question. Do y'all think it's okay to unfriend somebody for voting for the opposite party? On one hand, I'll say it's not okay because we all have the choice to vote for who we want for and believe in what we believe in. But sometimes I forget that we make content every day and our job is to like see things we don't like and see different opinions and have people tell you what they don't like about you. So for us, it's very normal, I feel like, to see different opinions and just be like, okay, that's what it is. But, and then on top of that, we're tapping into knowing the world as a stage. But if you look at how people believe this shit is really real, then does it make sense that people are unfriending each other? Because if I believe in my heart of hearts that Trump is going to deport everybody and he's going to kill babies and do all this, and then I see my friend voting for him, wouldn't that draw a line in the sand to a certain degree? If you're under the belief that all this shit is really, really real. You get what I'm saying?
no, if I know you, you don't.
That's how I feel.
If I know you, you don't necessarily agree with everything that this president is saying. You're not agreeing to a T about every single thing. And like he was just saying, you might be choosing the lesser evils. I'm not gonna unfriend you because you got different tastes in food than me, or whatever the case is. It's crazy to compare it to that, but I just mean you might like something that's different than me. You might like something different than me.
Cuz try to dumb it down to the last molecule.
But for real, that's big. The only reason I'm saying that is in the sense that's how I'm looking at it. You don't even know these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You don't know them from a can of paint. And like you said, if we know that they're designed and put here in the forefront, who's to say they really believe in that shit?
They probably don't.
Who, half the shit they be reading off of goddamn prompters and shit. They don't be speaking from the heart. It be shit that either they told them to read or some shit that you need to talk about and what you don't need to talk about. You can only speak on this and keep it dumbed down. Like you said, all the bitch talked about was abortions and shit. Like, I don't care if you vote for that, cuz that's on you. Like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be bottom line, draw a line. Like, I can't fuck with you for that.
It's wild because let's say put all black people back in slavery was on the ballot. Then you see like your homie like voting
like, hey,
yes for. I think something like that. Yeah,
Now,
but
that's an extreme.
yeah, exactly. But there's no extremes like that on the ballot to where I gotta cut off a lifelong friendship, or is people cutting their family off, their mom off, their dad off.
But to the immigrants, that's how they might be looking at it.
That's how they are.
To what you're saying, like, then you don't go vote for that, but then you got their own people voting for it. So who you really mad at? They be mad at us, or you mad at whoever you mad at. But whatever nationality that don't like that, they got people on both sides of the fence too. Like they got immigrants and they don't. Like we all do. And the ones that it is what it is at that point, I guess. But
I think that might have been the point of the episode, though, is if this person is representing the head of the country, why do you divide it first?
no,
That's actually a bar.
Yeah, I know. That's what
crazy.
I'm saying. Yeah. So that shit is deep, really, when you think about it.
Because it's divide and conquer. It's like, okay,
Right.
we're all in the United States. This person's supposed to have our best interests for the country. But now we got to pick a side. That don't make no fucking sense. Each candidate should be for the country. It's like, no, I'm for the blue states. I'm for the red. Whoa, wait a minute. That shit don't make no sense.
Yeah, because it's not, but that's why people's feelings be getting so attached to it. Because now they feel like everything that they believed in died when that person lost.
Mhm.
So everything that they felt like the country was supposed to represent for them is over with. You know what I'm saying? Instead of bringing the gang ideas to the table and be like, two presidents, and this is what it's going to be, and y'all got to be able to handle that regardless of what you bring. Like, say you came with your own ideas, I came with my own ideas. These were all on the table, and we had to vote. But even though you had ideas, I got to learn how to work your ideas. Like, I got to be the one to control it. You get what I'm saying? Versus, now I got my ideology, you got yours, and it's over. Like, you get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I think it could also be the illusion that, okay, in 4 years, something is going to change. So it keeps people interested in making that decision over and over again. Whereas if you just have one person leaning over us the whole time, people will probably get tired quicker and be ready to fuck shit up quicker because it's like, this nigga's never going nowhere. Whereas in like Trump get in, people will be like, all right, I could just hold on 4 more years. And then I have that choice
That false hope.
to pick somebody else.
And this too. Imagine this person is responsible for the betterment of everybody. Now, all of us have to have similar interests in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So if they fucking up,
You got the
we
world
together. We got the world like,
hold
hold on. That's them fucking up. Now, when they fuck up, oh, it's the them. So instead of being mad at him, I'm mad at you for voting. So now it's like the ants in the jar thing where they're shaking the jar and the ants is fighting, the humans are fighting each other instead of looking at them. But if it's no parties, just a leader, okay, now we on the leader.
All on you.
Exactly. It's all on you now.
That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel about it. That's why they do it. It's like otherwise, what it would be. And then you also got to think, we like to create ecosystems for money too. That's a big part of it. Like the celebration and the sponsorships and the lobbyists and politicians and all that get paid and invest in campaigns and what that does with those corporations. So it's all tied to people getting paid as well, and that's why it's going on.
I agree with the money thing, but then it goes back. Is the election time, is that entertaining to people?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. This is the most entertaining election ever.
I know, but this is
24
my
hours.
point. This is why I'm saying this is why it's like it's bullshit for the most part. Because they getting people to come together and really think about it and just argue. You know what I'm saying? They put niggas, two people on the stage and talk about what you ain't gonna do and what you ain't gonna do.
Like a rap battle.
And people sit there, exactly like a rap battle. And then on top of that, like you said, you gotta represent your colors. People at home with their flags in the grass, the shit in the house, the flags up. You're supposed to be American flag, I thought. But now it's like, nigga, no, you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, nigga, and people ready to squabble you. If your neighbors, the other one thing, they out there tripping. But on top of that, it's like, damn, that shit, I lost my train of thought. But the whole point is, like I'm saying, they get people riled up about it, and it's really, there is no real winners out of this shit. As far as for us, when it comes to that, they creating drama, they creating all this spectacles about what's really going on. They gonna try to think a nigga crazy for saying all this shit, but this is how I look at it. Like, they're not, they on the same coin, cause at the end of the day, all that shit is
Two different wings, two wings on the same bird. That's how I view it. Two wings on the same bird. It's all an illusion. All this shit's made up, including money. How the fuck we just decide this is what we're gonna live our life?
They
for?
had-
It's a piece of paper that they made up.
I seen one where Meek was tweeting like, "Damn, why I can't show up to the battle? They made you purposely go sit your ass at home and watch it. Like
Right.
you couldn't even be in the crowd to, you know what I'm saying, to see the debate." So I was just like, "That's crazy." So why is y'all controlling the debate? The debate is bullshit. They probably sat in front of a room like this and just put some shit up. So it's like, yeah, that shit wild, cuz. And you can't ask them no real questions. We can't even question the motherfucking government.
Right. That's what
You know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
They never act. They talk to the people, but don't talk to the people.
There's a middleman.
There's nobody there. So, and we know they're reading off teleprompters.
They had the 3 judges like you was on goddamn American Idol. I'm saying, then they was favoring the broad from the one I seen. Like, I'm like, it's crazy.
Let me ask y'all a question. Are celebrities truly really sellouts if, let's say, they're getting paid to push a certain agenda, but they don't give a fuck about neither one? They don't even believe in politics. But Beyonce got what, 2 million for 10 minutes? 2 minutes or something like that? She got a couple million just to go out there and read off a script that they didn't write. Are they truly sellouts for taking the money?
Yeah.
Because they like, y'all gonna do what y'all do anyway. I might as well get some free money out this shit.
You're sellouts because they didn't have to do that to make money, right? They're already rich. So, and I get it, money's money, you want to make more. But they know the platform they have, they know the following they have. And if you don't really care about it, then why influence people in any direction at all when you still would have been rich without that $10 million campaign back? So to me, you are a sellout because if you don't believe something and you support it, that's weird. And if you get what I'm saying, or just doing it for the money, that's a sellout. That's the exact definition. So if you're going to go and influence people over something you don't even believe in because of funds,
now it's like it depends how you look at it. Like if they pay you to come perform and you're a performer, this is what you do, and you just go perform and you don't sit here and just telling people, hey, go vote and do this and do that. Maybe that's a different story. But if you paying me $10 million to go perform, yes, I'm there. Nigga, what are you talking about? 10 million, nigga, I'm there. What the fuck you mean? Trump, hey, you flying me up to perform? Yes, nigga. They gonna ask us right now to go talk. We're gonna go talk. So it just depends on the views. I don't mean I got to stand with that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go perform everywhere.
I'm saying, what if you're detached? Like Academic said, he took Kamala's money and still went and voted for Trump.
Because he was smart.
Yeah.
No, but is he a sellout for taking the bag? Because people go, oh, you sellout.
No, he was a finesse. Nigga, he finesse.
I look at that nigga
I know what you're saying, but regardless,
never vote for her anyway. That nigga was talking shit.
But
all
some
the
people
time.
probably did, could have been swayed. It does that, but what is a sellout really? A sellout is like somebody that's gonna do, like, I would say, like physical harm to your community, like detriment to your community, like the Black Panthers, and then the nigga who caught that bullshit case and sold them out, and such really got killed.
Yeah.
That's a sellout to me. But if I don't believe this, I know
Taking
this
my
is.
bag, don't matter.
I know it's a circus. We keep saying it's a circus. So who's really smart? The person getting the money and watching y'all involve yourself in the circus, because y'all was gonna do it anyway, whether I got paid or not. Y'all was still gonna be in part of the circus. Why not
a sellout to me is like, okay, I'm gonna use the Panthers again as an example. When the Panthers was, everybody was getting on one accord. Then they came and got, the white people came into the neighborhood, got the dude to do the drugs and all that shit, start going against what the program was because he felt like he wasn't a part of the movement. Like, I feel like nobody bigger than the program if that's what we're moving as a mass. So he sold out by going to work with the other man and not with the brother man, and to help take our people down. So you selling out in that sense. So in another sense of what you're saying, yes, if you're pushing the wrong message, but who's to say what's right and wrong? Because what you believe in as a fucking president. So yeah,
like, let's say Cardi B,
because they might really believe that that person was the best candidate. So I'm not. We just said we're not gonna hate somebody for having a different vote. So I'm not gonna look at you no different. It's like it is what it is, or you can goofy if that's the case, or that means I'm attaching myself to them. That means I'm attaching myself too much to some shit that I know is bullshit.
That's what I mean. Are they technically sellouts? Because, like, let's say Luke. Who the fuck is looking to Luke for political advice?
Who's Luke?
Uncle Luke, nigga.
But I know what you said.
Oh my God, nigga. You don't know Uncle Luke?
I don't know who Uncle Luke is.
You know Uncle Luke. But
I don't think I know what that is.
hey, but look, this is what I'm saying though.
Wow, the generational gap is. Google Uncle Luke real quick.
Y'all just stuck in his one song on YouTube. So.
No, the biggest fucking freak party in the world, nigga.
I don't think I ever seen
Oh
him.
my God,
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't ever seen
this
him.
nigga's a child. Oh my God. Y'all niggas is crazy.
Go look up Uncle Luke.
I'm like, I don't think I've seen this person.
Or Plies. Who the fuck is looking at Plies for political advice? Who's looking at Cardi B for political advice? Who's looking at Beyonce for political advice? Are they really selling?
It's not, because I mean, like I said, I feel like you're leading people down a certain route though. But what you're saying is you're not a sellout because you don't really give a fuck about it anyway, right? So you don't have no dog in the fight. So for you just taking a check and no.
Either see, but if you saying that, people could say no matter what party you picked, you could have been a sellout. Depending who's viewing it. Depending who's viewing it, people looking at you, if you voted for Trump, you're a sellout. The same way y'all motherfuckers might look at Kamala, you're a sellout. The only way if that was the case, then if you didn't go vote, if you didn't agree with none of the shit.
Because you're right. Like I'm looking at it, like I say, you're shaping the views of people who are influenced by you. But how would that?
Is that their fault? You easily influenced?
Yeah, like
we like talking about using your mind and all that shit. You're easily influenced by the people that's running.
It's not their
The
fault.
people that's running right now easily influencing you by saying whatever the fuck they say. So they go one time and give a speech. You're mad, but these motherfuckers got way more supporters than these damn musicians do.
No, that's fact.
Like us, we're podcasters. Say Kamala came to us, her party. Like, man, y'all got some influence. Y'all going viral. Whoopty whoop. I'll give y'all $1 million apiece just for a 5-minute segment. Shout me out. You turning down the mill?
$1 million, man.
And you know in the back of your mind, I don't even give a fuck about this bitch. I ain't supporting this bitch.
All
I'm
you
not
gotta do is say
voting.
something cool. That's it.
Just
See, but you
shout
said,
my campaign out
but you
She
said,
did make the
but
dream
to
you,
try to sway my vote.
but y'all said performing. They wouldn't perform.
That's
We
all
talking about
people did.
musicians.
No,
like,
this is performing. You're a podcaster. This is your
this
performance.
ain't no motherfucking musician. No, like we going out here like I'm going in front of millions of people to do a song that everybody relates to.
I would say a podcaster has more influence than a musician.
And today's
I don't know,
time,
man.
no, today's
I don't-
time
I
showed
don't
that
really
100%.
I don't know
because-
how many you think got more influence.
Well, I think that the reason of them going on those podcasts showed it more because nobody really cared what Cardi said or any of the
Facts.
celebrities said.
It
They
depends-
cared what the podcast.
But it
said
depends.
more than anything.
It depends on a musician. I think music is way more universal than podcasts.
We're talking about influence on a political level. Are you sit down with a podcaster for an hour talking about politics versus Beyonce shaking her ass on stage?
You gotta think about it, they went to Club Shay Shay and Joe Rogan. Like, if you look on the both ends of the spectrum, them is the two like powerhouses.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
You think I'm gonna listen to Shannon Sharp?
Maybe not you, but there might be some people who listen to people that go on his platform. So I think right now,
This is what we just, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
This goes back to exactly what we just said earlier. We look at these damn musicians, these athletes, and then now that he's athlete turned podcaster, we look at him like he's the damn guru and he don't do shit but ask questions.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm saying a podcast in 2024 has more influence than a rapper rapping a song on a political campaign, without a shadow of a doubt.
I think it depends on the rapper. Like,
I don't care who the rapper.
I believe, I know you say that, but I believe Jay and them can persuade more than a lot of these people. If they so hardly made people believe that this is what they believe in, Jay-Z will have more influence on a lot of people. If 50 came out, he don't talk about that, he will have strong influence on political shit than a lot of podcasts.
I don't think Jay or 50 can have more political influence than Joe Rogan.
I don't think so, yeah.
Not even close. Maybe on the black community, we talking about the world. It's not even close.
Because the podcast they would even go on.
So if Michael Jackson was alive, he wouldn't have more influence.
He's the most famous person in the fucking world.
That's basically how you use Joe Rogan. He's the biggest podcast.
Okay, I would say even like the Breakfast Club. If they sit down and have a political,
Niggas ain't listening to DJ Envy.
Ben Burns, yeah.
no, I'm saying they burnt themselves,
And
but
niggas not listening to Charlamagne like
no, not now because we saw how fucking stupid they was. But before we found out how dumb they were by getting cooked, niggas was on the edge of their seat. listening to them interviews.
And that's because before they really was doing.
But why?
interviews,
But
they was
every
talking about
interview that came on there, what was the interviews known for?
they was getting cooked every time.
No, but who was really coming on there on
rappers?
exactly?
No, but we're talking about political. So the political figures who came on there, they started getting deep fried. That's why people started taking them as a joke. Like, whoa, y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all talking
Before
about.
that leading up, they was just talking about it, and they did have a little bit more attraction until people started coming on there, and I think it was Larry Jackson and some other people. They had a back and forth with, and they just couldn't hold their own. Where it was like Vivek went up there, a couple other people, and it was like, yeah, y'all don't really know what you're talking about.
Because you got to realize a podcast can be analyzed over and over by what you're saying about politics. A fucking song is just a song. I just turn your album on. This has no swing.
I'm not saying that though, but people have more attachments to the certain rappers and shit. That's like, I think Jay got more influence than the boy Dr. Umar. I think if he came out and speak on certain shit, depending on where he was at, it ain't even just got to be him. I like to use 50. I think it depends where they're at. I believe him having the street smarts and being able to be in business and certain shit, if he spoke on certain things, his influence would be strong. To my extent. I'm
50's influence.
I'm agree to disagree.
50's influence didn't get as strong as it is until he started doing interviews. 50 didn't have. I'm saying, even with all the business moves he had, no one cared like that. Like, oh, 50's a genius until he started talking in interviews on podcasts. When he started doing interviews and dropping these gems, and you really got to go inside his mind, like, damn, this nigga smart as hell. Then he got the respect. But just think about him just rapping. If he just would have stopped that rap and never did none of his interviews, nobody give a fuck about what 50 was talking about.
Niggas always cared about what Cub was talking about. The way he hit the scene, niggas cared about what he was talking about. That's why when he hit the rap game, I know. That's why I'm saying that's why he has an influence.
Not in politics.
Nobody. You only speaking only politics. I'm just saying this person has an influence.
But that's the whole conversation, is politics.
If they speak on their political views, the influence they have, people are going to run with that. That's why they run to these motherfucking musicians.
It didn't work.
I know, because they chose the motherfucking the thoughts.
But what did work was that nigga going on Joe Rogan. To where him going to Joe Rogan forced her to go to Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I think the celebrity
Trump would have been good regardless.
Well, yeah, but I think the celebrity coastline is in that way is over because we just know too many things about Hollywood now. You know what I mean? We got the Diddy debacle, Epstein, we got all this shit going on. Niggas have lost trust in Hollywood, you know.
Hey, y'all let us know who got more influence on swaying voters or in politics. Y'all think the podcasters, people who have big platforms, who can speak to millions of people at the drop of a hat, or a fucking rapper?
It's like Chef G. I don't know if y'all know who that is. This is drill New York rapper. Bro went on the stage with Trump. It's like, who the fuck is even voting that's listening to this nigga? Like, these niggas aren't even voting. They listen to these niggas. So it's like, it's almost like it's just to say that they have a connection to those people, but I don't think it's even working. And also, the way content's being consumed now is different, where people are really looking at these podcasts.
Right.
Like, that's what niggas are driving to now and got in their headphones.
How many? It's a lot of podcasters that's on goofy time. So, we can say all that. We can just think about the dumbest rappers. I'm not
right.
Because when y'all think of podcasters, y'all think of the sharp ones that y'all listen to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of goofy podcasters that niggas is not going to listen to.
That's true.
And whatever the case is, when y'all speak to the niggas that minds is up here and read and then study neuroscience and all type of other shit. Like,
no, I'm speaking of influence. Even the goofy podcasts have influence with their cult following. Like he said, people are now consuming content more than anything else.
Like if Kamala went on Hot 12, it would be people will really consume that, and that might have helped her out if she would have.
Never. Shannon was her best bet. They knew that. Hot tour. Bitch wouldn't even know the question fucking asked. Shit crazy.
Hot tour or
that's what I mean. She know, man. She woke up and just blew up. Come on, man.
It's like if you want to extend your exposure now, you have to go on a podcast run. No one cares about your music until you go on these podcasts. Look how many rappers went to the white chick. They had to use her fucking audience. Drake had to go tour.
But it always
come on, cuz, like, let's be for real.
But let's be for real. They always been doing interviews and shit. Like, that's what it was. Never just always about the music. Like, for the most part, we still gravitated to certain things that they did and said. Like, even when 50 was coming up, he had the DVDs that we heard him talk on. You know what I'm saying? He had motivation videos, all type of shit. So it just depends.
But now
I get you saying in 2024 is
you
different.
can get you can get this on your phone. So back then, if you didn't have a Smack DVD, where was you watching these interviews? You couldn't just pull up a Breakfast Club interview. Like, nigga, you could be on the way to work or doing your work shift, consuming this, and this is swaying your mind. Like back then, you had to catch it when it came on, or it was over. You didn't catch it. You had to hear about it.
Nah, you heard about it, or you read it in the magazine or something, or you seen the 5-10 minute shit on MTV. You know what I'm saying? Where they asked him a few questions and you heard him speak like that. But it's not as much like you saying now. Now they have time. They sit down for hours and talk.
3 fucking hours. Like, nigga, I think that got way more influence than a dumbass rapper. Like, all right. But, you know. But, yeah, man, we've been here for a minute. Y'all stare. Like.
We get on the. Now, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Hold on. No. We keep on. Go ahead. We keep on. We already hit it.
I'd rather save it.
Hold on, but what is it?
Don't matter. I'll bring it up.
Nah, nigga. What is it?
Like, subscribe.
Hold on. What is it?
Tap in on the Viral Way. Shout out to the Viral members.
Tuned in.
Shout out to everybody that been dropping comments. Shout out to everybody that been watching us, man. We fuck with y'all the way y'all fuck with us. We probably fuck with y'all more. But
Kylie, what was Cuffin to say?
What was you about to say?
I wasn't finna say shit. It's over.
What you got?
End it, cuz we done.
Nigga, what was that? You got him hanging on the edge of their seat. Now you gotta get up out of here.
Colin was the shit right after. She said Colin was the shit right after he had sex on live.
She went to get her back blew out.
Oh, man.
Hey, but look, man. Read more books. Work out.
They said little bum. They hate
Physical fitness. He said, what? Who in the chat?
G League.
He said, y'all only have 12K subscribers, and I will listen to y'all more than my favorite artists. Celeb shit over. Man, shout out to you, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. People are seeking
now they tired of that fake shit.
Info and truth now. Like, come on, cuz I can only play a song so many fucking times and I ain't learning shit. But I could turn on my favorite podcaster and hear all type of different theories and shit about the world. It's putting me on the book. It's kind of right. It's combo.
And this is what people that don't have. Everybody sit around and like, let's have a podcast. Let's start a podcast. So
Facts.
A lot of things that we talk about, people consume all day, and then they see somebody finally talk about it. It's like, damn, that resonates with me more than maybe just specific subject matter in a song. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Because we could touch abortion and then later on be talking about some relationships, whole other shit. And that's how most conversations go. So I think over time and already, that's why it's becoming more important than artists.
Conversation rule the nation. Content is more important than ever. When presidents are coming to podcasts to sway elections, you know content rule the world, bro. That just is what it is. That's why they be trying to shadow ban niggas and all type of different shit. So y'all support, man. We gonna get to that Joe Rogan status when the universe say it's time. But it take y'all support. So shout out to the whole viral gang out there.
And y'all tell a friend and tap the fuck in.
If you're not a Viral Gang member, hit that subscribe button, become an official member of the Viral Gang. The more followers we get in this bitch, the more influence we get in this bitch, the more influence we got in this bitch, the more we can shift the motherfucking culture. You are our voice. The bigger y'all make us, shit, the more we can speak for y'all, because that's who we speaking for. The Viral Way, we out of here. Bang.
Oh, yeah, that was a minute. But that's how we're gonna start being in a minute.
No, facts.
I was gonna get on.